Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, my pretties. How are you guys this evening? That was kind of irritating. So tired of technical issues, but I'm glad to be here with you all tonight. Episode 6 of my series, True Crime, True Stories in Hollywood Movies, folks. And I'm a little bit anxious about this one. We're going to be going over the true story of the Hollywood movie The Entity from 1981, I believe it was, based on a true story. It's about a woman that was sexually assaulted by an entity. Um, and the reason why this kind of fits into the true crime bracket is because she was sexually assaulted, and people, most cases, believed it was by a real person. So that's where the true story, the whole thing is nothing but the whole true story. There was one or two little things that were embellished in it, but it was a good movie. It's kind of hard to watch at times. Barbara Hershey, I believe, was the main character. She played the lead in it. Welcome everybody, by the way. Give me 1 second, please. One moment, folks.
It's kind of like
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
you ever played Magic?
Let's see.
It's
Let's see who we got in here tonight. Miss Heather, of course, thank you so much for joining us. Wandering Orphan, Miss Nikki, welcome back. It's good to see you. Let me see. Sorry guys. April, good to see you as well. Mrs. M, thank you so much for being here. Miss Star Meadows. Big boy, good to see you. So great to have you here tonight. 1 second, folks. I'm having technical issues once again, folks. Sorry about that. My dog just was barking like crazy. So once again, let me see. T2014, good to see you. Again, as I was saying, guys, this movie I was a little nervous about, but it's a real story. It's an interesting story. I just know a lot of people aren't interested in, or not interested per se, that don't like to see or hear about it. We're not gonna. definitely not gonna be showing anything or anything like that. I wouldn't do that. I'm sure YouTube wouldn't allow that anyway, but I'm just going to tell you guys the story basically behind the movie. It's a crazy situation, folks, and it's something that uh, is very hard to believe if you don't have any kind of uh, what's the word I'm looking for? If you don't have any kind of belief, I guess you could say, in the paranormal whatsoever, nobody would believe it. And the woman did not come forward for a long period of time about the situation and suffered through what she did because she was afraid everybody was going to look at her and go, okay, this is a crazy woman, and so on and so forth. So, but again, yes, thank you, Ms. Heather. Trigger warning. It definitely does include sensitive and or violent content, and maybe will please feel free to step out if needed. Um, you get up on it. Miss Molly, good golly, thanks for jumping in with us tonight. It's great to see you. Yes, the entity. Miss Pamela, welcome back. Good to see you today. Twice now. Thank you for joining us again. I don't expect to have as near as many people as we had this morning, and that's okay. This is a little different scenario. But again, another story that I would like to get out there, guys. This one's going to be a little quicker than what they all are typically because, like I said, I'm not comfortable too much with this one because of the subject matter. It does kind of bug me a bit. But, it is what it is. Hopefully, I don't know how many of you guys have heard the story and know the story. Yeah, well, I'm trying to... I have trouble with titles. Heather's been helping me with that. But thank you, Heather. I appreciate you're right. I probably should have, but it is what it is. I'm learning from my mistakes, folks. I was kind of in a hurry. I had things going on here. That's why I was a little bit late. This is rough sometimes. So be it. So again, I don't know how many of you do know the... One moment, folks, once again. All right. Sorry. I think I got that straight now. It should be okay. What's up on the mic? What's going on? Good to see you. Did he say hi to me and I didn't hear it? Of course I did. I always do. You didn't hear me? I thought I did. Hello, Mama Bear. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us again this evening. Yeah, it's been a chaos here, guys, since earlier. So my apologies. This is a mess. If I could have canceled this, I would have canceled this, but it is what it is. I want to get it done. So my apologies for everything. My house has been chaos. Still chaos. You don't need to be here, Nikki, if you don't want to be. It's absolutely fine. I mean, it's pretty... There's nothing... Like, it doesn't show anything, per se. It does tell the story, though, so some people can handle it, some people can't. I mean, we're all adults. I figured it would be okay. And if anybody is bothered by it, let me know, and I will just shut her down. But no worries. Oh, my God. You guys have no clue. It's been insane here since I got off of the earlier stream. With everything I have going on. And then my normal life this year. Welcome back, Vix. Great to see you. And just everyday life, guys. It's been insane. Plus, we had another explosion here that blew an entire factory up close to here, 30 minutes the other direction from me. So I got East Palestine on one end and the building on the other end, I found out. Right below Cleveland, which I'm right below that. And I don't believe as of yet there were any chemicals in that explosion. But We don't know. I'm starting to think that Ohio is under attack of some sort, folks. It's insane. Oh my God, I wanted to poke everyone's eyes out today. Then they couldn't see you, Mike. What's that all about? I wonder if there's a full moon tonight, guys. Could be. Maybe. Welcome back, Bix. This is a part of a series I'm doing where I'm going through, it's called True Crime, True Stories Behind Hollywood Movies. This is probably not as interesting as what I do in the morning. So if you get bored with it and you don't want to hang out, I understand completely, but I'm glad to see you here. They're going to get better after this one, I can promise you, because this one's just trying to get it out of the way, to be honest with you. And that goes for anybody that's new. Again, folks, I am trying to collect donations at this point to get my computer fixed. So I've been pushing this pretty hardcore. If anybody would be interested in donating to the channel or to myself, I do have the Venmo, PayPal, and the Cash App links up. I appreciate you guys so very much. It's Ohio. What do you expect? I know, Miss Brandy. Thank you, Heather, for that. Well, that's why you're the boss, Big Mike. You gotta have that tough skin for that, bro. You know how that works. That's why you go home from work, you change your clothes, and you pour yourself a drink, and you kick down, or you open a bottle of wine and kick back, or whatever you want to do, and let the day go, bro. Trying to see how many more people I'm going to get in here before I get to roll in. But thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a interesting day, to say the very least. Oh, not a whole lot, Vix. I just got stuff I got to fix in my computer. Family life. We had another explosion. I'm surrounded by smoke plume clouds. I got it to the north. I got it to the south. It is what it is. I'll say this much: is the train derailment that caused all, the other thing, that was bad. This one doesn't seem to be as bad, other than the fact that it blew the entire side of the factory out. Just blew it off. Okay, and I think one or two people may have lost their lives in that one. It's kind of sad. Just a lot of stuff going around me. Just makes us all nervous, that's all. But I'm here. I am here. And I would not miss it for the world, guys, because you guys deserve it. The best that I can give it. So I'm a-trying. Again, this one tonight, folks, is about the movie The Entity. Barbara Hershey played the lead role in it. We'll give you her name here in a few minutes because it slipped my mind. I'm sorry. But, and we're going to go through this and be done with it. We'll talk about it a little bit if anybody has any questions, and then we'll talk about a couple other topics if need be, as we usually do, and we will move along. Welcome, Miss Brandy. I will be alone up here tonight, guys. Mama Bear does not do the evenings too long, at least. She can't, because she's a busy lady and she needs her sleep. Miss Nikki has been sick, so we won't have anybody besides me up here, so you guys got to stare at my mug all night. Absolutely, Vix. It's great to have you here. We had so many new people today. I was so overwhelmed, but I am so beyond excited. My moderators were excited. We are all super happy to have all the new people that have showed up. We have new members that joined like almost immediately. We have people that have repeatedly come back over a period of 2 to 3 days. I am beyond ecstatic about that, folks. I really am. And I just hope that I can keep it up to the way that keep up to expectations for everybody, to keep everybody coming back. That's all. All I'm worried about at this point. Yeah, Mama Bear won't be here long, and I appreciate you even coming in, Mama Bear. I know you got to be wore out. I do absolutely ridiculously appreciate you even coming in and having the time to say hey tonight. Long days. It makes for long days for us, folks. It really does. I was up at, what time did I get up today? I slept in yesterday. Today I was up at 6 again. And there was no school today, so Caden was home and I was still up early. You know how that works. Thank you, Ms. Heather, for that. And guys, we do have a few new cases actually. I've been getting a lot of info for cases over in the UK. Mama Bear brought one to me that we're going to be looking into like immediately. Ms. Heather brought one to me. We have something on Madeleine McCain that we're going to be looking into. There's another case that I got thrown at me today in the UK again. We're going to be busy, guys. As long as we can make it all work, it's going to be interesting to say the very least. I agree with you, bro. I get it. 2 cups of coffee. You see, I'm on my 4th cup here, and it's nighttime. So, yeah. I got sunshine on my mind. What is up, sunshine? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, get comfortable. Mrs. M, good to see you. I think I spoke to you once already, but I'm not sure. I think I did. We'll see. Ooh, excuse me. It is awesome to have new people. It is. And I am so happy that the people from the community here, as always, gave everybody a very warm welcome when they did come in. The new people that did come in today, I appreciate that, guys. This is why we have the community that we have, because we are a great group of people. These people are amazing, and they will welcome new people like they've been here the whole time, guys. It's amazing. So I thank you all for that as well. Yes, you did. Thank you so much, Sunshine. It's great to see you. Speaking of which, I'm going to make sure that the notifications went out. Guys, if you did get a notification, please drop a 1 in the chat for me real quick, and we should be getting rolling here pretty soon. Let's see. I want to make sure everybody got it. This way, Miss Sherry, I sent one. Some people can't make it in the evenings that are here in the mornings. Miss Alina, good to see you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit tired tonight. Long day. All right. T2014's in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Speaking of which, I'm going to have to talk with my moderators later on. Miss Heather, thank you for the cover page. Again, for that wonderful work. And Mama Bear, good Lord. Sorry, I'm forgetting people's names now. Thank you for what you've done as well. All my moderators, thank you so much for everything, guys. I do appreciate you guys, as I say. Oh, what's that? What is that? All right, I think I got most of these sent out.
No, I don't.
I think. All right. 1 a.m. hot drink, hot water bottle. There you go. Again, Miss Remy's here. Remy. Remy's in the house. Welcome back, Remy. Thank you for joining us again. All right. I think we got about everybody we're going to get probably for the night. If not, we'll lead into. Thank you, Lena. I appreciate that. All right, folks. Again, this is part 6 of the series I started not too long back. True crime, true stories in Hollywood movies. Basically, it is what it is. What I just said is it's the truth. There's a lot of movies, for those of you that are newer. There's a lot of movies that we see that come out of Hollywood that they make, whether they be, what's up, Remy? Whether they be, thrillers or horror movies. There's a lot of horror movies that are based on true stories that were some sort of a crime. Same with the thrillers and dramas and things like that. And I mean, there's so many movies that are based on true stories, guys. The Nightmare on Elm Streets. If you go back and look at the history on this, we've done Scream, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, The Conjuring, Scream, The Town that Dreaded Sundown, The Conjuring. There's two more, and I can't think right now. Miss CC, the sweetest lady on the internet, thank you for joining us today. Tonight, sorry. Two other ones, folks. Like I said, I'm exhausted tonight, guys. I'm sorry. PPR's in the house. What's up? What's up? We did From Hell, the Jack the Ripper story. Thank you very much. And Amityville. Thank you all. Thank you all. And there is a true story. A lot of you guys know some of those. There are true stories behind those that these movies are based on. Guys, Nightmare on Elm Street, like I said, I found out, I was reading that pieces and parts of The Shining have a basis from a true story. The Exorcist is based on a true story. Miss Cece, congratulations at being a member for 4 months, my dear. Congratulations. That's awesome. It's no worries, PPR. As the one tonight that we're looking into, the entity is fully based on a true story. If anybody has seen the movie, it's kind of disturbing, but it is a true story. And the gentleman that you're going to see tonight that's going to be pretty much talking through the whole explanation dealt with her the whole time. And guys, to be honest, it's still happening to this day. This woman is still experiencing these things. And what it is this woman was repeatedly sexually assaulted by, quote unquote, an entity, a spirit. Thank you so much, Miss CC, for the first super chat of the evening. I do appreciate you so much. Let's see here. Make sure this is working. And it was super interesting to me that, being a paranormal investigator as a hobby, I've experienced things. I'm a skeptic, so I try to debunk everything I experience, okay? Never in my life had I experienced anything. And when I saw this story, it's just like, what? Like, wow. And no, you sure didn't, PPR. Not at all. And thank you for joining me, brother. And so at that point, the first time I saw this, again, thank you, Miss CC. Miss Jody, thanks for joining us tonight. I would be 4 months too if my debit or credit hadn't expired. Well, you're a member now, Mama Bear. Or did it? You mean you had gaps? No worries. You don't count because you do. I should be paying for your membership, period. You do too much for me. You and Miss Heather and Miss Molly. Is Molly in here? Yes, she is. Thank the Lord. And Miss Brandy. I got my Miss Molly, Miss Brandy, Mama Bear, and Miss Heather. I wouldn't exist if it weren't for them, I tell you right now. All right. Great to have you all here once again. So yeah, this one is insane, folks. I think I was 15 years old and I read the story. Okay. And I was just like, I was mortified. And I went to my mom with this and I'm like, Ma, I just read this book. She was like, oh my God, why are you reading that stuff? And she's like, I told you to stop reading all that stuff. She didn't like me being involved in that back in the day. And I was like, is this real? She's like, absolutely. So then I watched the movie. Wow, folks. And like I said, Barbara Hershey was the lead role. She played an amazing part. It was insane. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm not one either right now. It's all good, Miss Molly. Don't worry about it. Like I said, I should be paying for yours. So yeah, folks, it's a very interesting scenario, and I'll be giving you little bits and pieces of things that they're not showing. They don't show anything, thank the Lord, because I don't want anybody seeing that. The story alone behind it is just enough. It's enough. It really is. So let me get this set up here for you guys. For those of you that didn't hear about it, and I guess Jules from Jules of All Trades, I was explaining to her, we were talking about this a few weeks back, and I guess her grandmother went through this same type of scenario. And it's just like, it's insane, folks. It's something that you can't ever imagine. I feel so bad for this woman, and I could not imagine having to go through this for multiple years upon years of their life. You know what I mean? It's crazy. and sad at the same time. I've managed to expel the weirdness, ignore, but intrigue at others' expenses. That's awesome, Vix. I love that. I do. This camera makes me look like super pale, folks. I actually have an olive color to my skin, and you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. Where did my remote go? Let's see if that will zoom me out a little bit. Give me a second, guys. There it is. Nope, we don't need any closer. Oh, don't worry about that, Jody. Tonight, Jody, we are on episode number 6 for the series I've been running, the true crime, true stories behind Hollywood movies. And tonight we're talking about the movie, The Entity, or the story, The Entity, where the lady had been assaulted by spirits, per se. She at one point claims that there was 4 total, but one main one that was actually assaulting her. So that's what we're talking about, Miss Jody. And again, Heather, if you could drop that trigger warning one more time for me, please. Maybe a couple times throughout the stream. I would appreciate that, my dear. Yeah, there's never any issues about being late, guys. I'm never going to be upset with you. Like I said, there's no real life and real time and family stuff and personal time is more important than I ever will be. So please don't ever worry about that, guys. It's great to see you, Miss Jody. So, one moment. Yeah, I'm off tonight, guys. If you guys couldn't tell, just because of what's been going on around us, that whole other explosion, like that really unnerved me. And there's somebody that I know that lives in that region over there, like very close. And then more things came out about the whole train derailment stuff. So we're kind of unnerved around here lately, past day or so, I would say. Today, especially today, but it is what it is. Just bear with me, guys. I'll get through it. All right. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Let me get this all set up for you guys. This footage I got care of Mr. Self-Destruct out of the UK. Again, we love the UK. There's not too many places to find footage on this story, so I was digging, folks. But this tells a pretty good story. It really does, to explain it for the most part. I live with a granddaughter who sees and talks to spirits. That's awesome, Miss Jody. That is awesome. Thank you. There we go, Miss Heather. Again, guys, trigger warning. This may include some sensitive and or violent type content and may not be suitable for all viewers. Feel free to step out if needed. There may be just a couple clips where they show pieces of the movie. I will try to jet through that because I don't really want you guys to have to deal with that. Miss Liza, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, Miss Liza, this is episode 6 of the series of the true crime, true stories behind Hollywood movies. Thanks for joining us once again. And let's pray to God this all works tonight the right way. All right. All right. Explosion. Oh, whoa. I don't know if anybody overseas had heard there was an explosion in, it's called East Palestine, Ohio. I live very close to that, and it was a train derailment, and the explosion omitted quite a bit of toxic stuff in general. And we just today had another explosion 30 minutes, because that one is 30 minutes from me one way. This is 30 minutes from me the other way in Bedford Heights, which is right by Cleveland. Excuse me. And it was like a metal factory, a refractory, where they dealt with copper and brass and stuff like that. As of right now, there was nothing toxic that blew up that we know of. But I'm starting to think that my crazy Ohio here is under attack or something, folks. This is insane. It really is. So, and we had one other one yesterday, guys. We had another a boiler that blew up yesterday at a steel factory, which is in the other direction. It's only 10 minutes from me. There was nothing that came from that. It was just a steam blow, but still, like, these things are happening all around me. It's crazy. On everyone, hello. Sorry, I'm eating butter pecan ice cream. Got sidetracked. Don't you dare tell me about that, bro. Thank you, Miss Heather, for that. I love stuff. I love pecan pie. Butter pecan ice cream is one of my favorite things in the world, folks. All right. Let us see if we can get to moving, guys. Again, this is the true story behind the movie and story, The Entity, folks. Let me know how the volume or the sound is, and hopefully I can make it work.
There is not a corner of the world they do not inhabit. From this haunted castle in England to this haunted house in Hawaii, a Bavarian monastery, an Italian apartment, mansion.
Real quick, guys, just so Mrs. Boone's in the house. Thank you for joining us, Boone. I'm glad I hold on for a minute to get you in here, but I know this has a tendency to fall under the paranormal aspect of things. The reason why this one's in here is because it was listed as a true crime story, because again, the woman was sexually assaulted, so it goes under that category. That's, as a genre, I looked it up. That's why we're doing this one, guys. My ex-girlfriend is an amazing telepathic. We used to go to these spiritual gatherings in Casadega, and she can pick scary, amazing things out of people's lives in these rooms. That's awesome, Mike. Thank you, Miss Cece. Once again, anybody that would be interested in donating to support me or the channel, I have the Cash App, PayPal, and the Venmo links there for you guys, and I do appreciate it so very much. Welcome back, Miss Cheryl. Great to see you. Again, folks, this is the true story behind the movie The Entity. For those of you that don't remember, 1981, I believe it came out. Barbara Hershey was the lead role in it, and it's about a woman that was haunted, per se. She found out after the fact, and so did everybody else, and they did quite a few studies on this case, and sadly was SA'd or sexually assaulted by a quote-unquote entity or multiple entities. So here we go, folks. And for those of you that just jumped in, thanks so much for joining us tonight. All right, let me get that down so you guys can get a full view of the screen. And off we go.
In the south, taverns in the west. From this farmhouse all the way to the White House, we have a fascination with ghosts. In the quest for evidence, two researchers from UCLA got more than they bargained for. Carrie Gaynor and Dr. Barry Taff were witness to one of the most celebrated cases in ghost hunting history, the Entity case. It was later popularized in a book and a film called The Entity. But what the real investigators found when they met the victim of the haunting was more bizarre and more compelling than any movie.
When I went over to her house, we conducted about a 2-hour interview. And during that time, she told us a lot of interesting experiences. But I knew she was holding something back. And at the end of the interview, she finally admitted to us that she was attacked and raped by the ghosts. At that time, we thought she was probably...
Liza, they're saying that FEMA did not need to come out because it wasn't that big of a deal. That's why they didn't show up. That's all I can say about it. Anyway.
Crazy.
The events that then transpired over the next 10 weeks were chronicled in the Journal of the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, including the night the investigators went from being skeptics to true believers. The lady screamed out, "It's in my bedroom." We ran in there. She shouted out, "It's over in the corner." We fired our Polaroid camera in the direction that she said. We didn't see anything, but the picture came out bleached out white completely. She shouted out again, "It's in the corner." Again, we fired our camera, and it was bleached out completely. At that point, I thought the camera was just malfunctioning. I waited till she said it was gone, and I took 2 control pictures. Those pictures are perfectly normal pictures. The only difference, she said it was in the corner in the first ones, and in these, she said it was gone. A few moments later, we felt a cold breeze of air coming through the door.
I've heard about that, Jody.
Stench, a stench so foul, some people were vomiting. We fired the camera in the direction that that breeze was flowing towards us, and again, the picture was bleached out completely, except at the bottom of the doorway, you can see a little round ball of light. A few minutes later, she screamed out, "It's right in front of my face." We fired the camera, and the face was completely obliterated. As you can see, the curtains behind her. You can see her dress. Right. The way she was gone, and I took the final picture. And this is a perfect, normal picture. It's just dark because we didn't adjust the setting. There's a scratch on it, which we put on it when we tried to clean it a little bit. But otherwise, it's a normal picture. The only difference between these two, in one, she said it was in front of my face. In the other one, she said it was gone.
Now, this is nothing, guys. You're going to get to see. I did extensive research on this when I became a paranormal investigator, when I went through the classes and stuff like that. I actually wrote a story on this because that's part of what you have to do. You have to write a paper, okay? This one mesmerized me. That's why I was so... another reason why I wanted to bring this to you, because this story is so unbelievable, but it did happen. I mean, it's been documented through multiple different areas of paranormal, the crime, communities, so on and so forth. It's a real deal. And to this day, 2023, this woman is still experiencing versions of this. A lot of the SAing had stopped and had stopped, but every time she moved, this went with her. It was something. When she moved into the home she moved into where it started, she was warned not to move into that house, that there was something bad in that house. She stayed there because she had nowhere to go. She has 4 children that were young. She had one that was a teenager and 3 smaller children. And, single mom, she had nowhere to go at the time, no money to do anything. And she had to do what she had to do, guys. And I've seen in the investigations I've done and the research I've done on investigations, Miss Molly knows a lot about this stuff. PPR, of course, knows a lot about this stuff. I've seen very, very minute videos and pictures of apparitions, folks. This thing was almost a full body apparition at one point. There were lights flying around in circles around the rooms, as you'll see. And this woman was physically moved and body slammed and assaulted physically multiple times and hit and punched and kicked. Was held down on her bed. By what she claims is multiple. And they showed video, which I cannot find, or I probably can't show it, of her being held down on her bed and indentations of these things in her house. It was insane. I couldn't believe this. I thought that this was a fictional story, that somebody had a poltergeist haunting and then they took and embellished it. Everything about this story is true and did happen, guys. Now, I will tell you, and they probably will too, but I'm going to tell you that this woman had a drinking problem. She was a fan of beer and she drank a lot, okay? And come to find out, it was very weird that when she would not drink, or she would stop drinking, the assault stopped. Don't ask me why, but it did. Yes, indentations on her body as well, Miss Boone. That's a fact. And it was documented, guys. Documented. I have never in my life seen anything like this story. And most paranormal psychologists have looked into this. Paranormal investigators have looked into this. Most of them never saw anything like this either. And still to this day haven't. The group that I run, it's called TRAP. It's Trumbull Researchers of Apparitions in the Paranormal. We've been through things, but nothing ever in the world anywhere remotely like this, I don't know if I'd know what to do with something like this. Okay. So it's very, it's just, it's insane. It's the only word I can use for it. I know I use that word a lot in a lot of my streams, guys, but that's a real word for me because these things truly are, there's no other way to explain it. So I'll quit rambling. I just wanted to give you guys a little more insight. No worries, Miss Molly.
Even with these pictures, Gaynor still had trouble.
Do you want me to wait, Molly, or do you want me to go ahead with it? Yeah, that's, well, I'd like to think that way, Jody, but they harmed her. So that's kind of my, you know what I mean? Do you want me to wait for you, Molly, or do you want me to go ahead with it? Either way, whatever you want. Another word for alcohol is spirits. This is true. Good point, Remy. Good point. I guess she's already away from her computer or phone, so I guess we're gonna go ahead with it. And no, okay. And just so you guys, just for you guys to understand, I've been doing a lot of looking into this too. And do you realize? I don't know how many of you guys do realize that I've always looked at the paranormal and true crime are two separate things, but you have no idea how close they overlap each other in so many circumstances that it makes more sense. Okay, so I guess it's not too far off the beaten path for what I normally do, but it's just insane once again how many things that go along with true crime that in some sort involve the paranormal. So again, something that PPR probably knows too, and Miss Molly. Moving on, folks.
Trouble convincing his colleagues at UCLA that he was on to something significant.
Initially, they would say, well, you're hallucinating. So then I would look at them and say, well, we've got 20 witnesses. And they would say, well, then it's obviously mass hallucination.
Gaynor returned to the house a number of times.
That was a problem, just so you guys know. Most people that have experienced things like this, they've always gone to saying that it was a psychological issue, that they're crazy, quote unquote, blah, 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 blah. You get one or two people in the room that says this or sees that or whatever. And that's even been in my situations I've been in. And that's where it goes to. There were 25 people in the room, in this one room with this woman when some of these things happen. That doesn't happen. There's not that many people that see the same thing. And they had people separately write things down as these instances happen. And each person wrote the same thing, exact word for word. It's crazy. Sorry, just had to let you know that.
Bringing more witnesses with him, and the eerie phenomenon became even more pronounced.
We started seeing balls of light lighting up the walls, and everybody in the room would see this. And the lights would get bigger and bigger and brighter and brighter. And at some point, I finally started talking to it. And I said, well, if you're really here, come off the wall. Because what I was concerned was that somebody in the room was faking it, and they were projecting the light onto the wall. Well, when I asked that question, the light lifted off the wall, floated into the middle of our room, started spinning and twisting and expanding.
What's this, Vic says? Being completely honest, it's rare to convict a live one. Not sure I've anything to contribute in this one, except the obvious, open-minded, but I live alone now. I understand. Absolutely, Vix, and I appreciate you being here.
In different directions simultaneously. It had full parallax. We could see it from all sides, and I had 9 professional photographers set up in the room that were shooting it from all sides.
The lights came in. It was like it almost come in like in a state of anger. It almost came, all right, here I am. This is me. And it came in and it kind of did a little thing in the group, and then it was gone.
It was the most extraordinary thing we've ever come across. It happened over and over again. We experienced a plethora of phenomena during that investigation.
The part that interested me the most was the fact that what we saw, we were able to get on film.
The photographers at that session had only limited success capturing the entity on film, with one notable exception.
What we see here are reverse arcs of light. One arc goes right here, another arc goes right here. Now, the reason this picture is so important to us is that the arc on the wall, if it were really on the wall, would be bent because those two walls there are perpendicular. It's not bent, which means the ark is floating in space. The significance for that for us as researchers is, of course, that means it's dimensional and very, very difficult to fake. This was not somebody with a flashlight shining it on a wall. That light is in empty space.
The negative of this photo was authenticated by Popular Photography and was the only alleged ghost photo ever published in the magazine. Frank DiFelitta, the author of Audrey Rose, was also witness to the phenomenon. His incredible first-hand experience in the Culver City, California house inspired him to write The Entity, which was later made into a motion picture.
All the instruments started clicking away, so I knew everyone was seeing this at the same time that I was. They were ducking, and everyone was saying, oh my God, look at that, oh my God. And then Doris started screaming. That was the woman who was being belabored by this creature. So I was screaming, I don't want to see your lights, show us yourself. Damn you, show us yourself. So I'm cursing and swearing at it. And there, lo and behold, at that point, it started to appear. It sort of developed a kind of, a kind of arm was articulated. You could see sort of like an arm, and then a neck. And then of all things, a kind of bald head. Now, this could have been our imagination, but collectively, we saw the same thing, every one of us. We saw the same thing.
But we don't consider our pictures proof of anything. We consider them part of the struggle to gather evidence to try to understand this phenomenon. During our investigations, we spend thousands of hours trying to be in the right place at the right time. In the Entity case, for some reason, we were there. We were there at the right time. And we were experiencing the phenomena over and over again. Although some of the people there found it frightening, I found it very exciting and exhilarating. That's what I'm in this for. It's an opportunity to witness things that we've been taught all our life cannot be. It's a connection with the unknown.
Traditionally, a haunting is associated with a place, but investigators in the Entity case always suspected that this haunting was somehow connected to the woman herself. And in fact, when she fled the house, the Entity went with her. For 5 years, the haunting diminished gradually and is now completely disappeared.
One of the biggest revelations to come from this case was from Doris, who initially didn't state this to begin with. It would have later on come out that she was actually being raped by these ghosts. Two of them would hold her down while one of the bigger ones would be on top of her.
I don't know if I want you guys to see. I don't know what they're going to show me exactly, but these things here that you're seeing in the movie were recreated exactly as they happened in her home, as it was told. So I need to watch. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm going to skip that part there.
Giving him some information about his background and how he met Doris.
As a child, I had a lot of paranormal experiences, telepathic, clairvoyant, precognitive, out of body, and I thought everyone had the.
Now, Dr. Taft was involved fully in this, almost to the end of it. The little green thing you saw just go around him, obviously the person that created this put that in. That happened, and they looked just like that too, in her room with all of them around repeatedly one night, and it happened more than once, but they weren't clear orbs, guys. They were a greenish yellow color, and they were all over the place. They left trails. They have a picture of the trails. They couldn't catch the balls themselves on camera, but they caught trails off of them, which was crazy. But Dr. Taft here was completely involved in it, and he is a psychic, okay, and that's how he got involved in this stuff. But he thought that this case was, it was going to be another crazy person, as he puts it, and still to this day has never seen anything like this, he says.
These types of experiences. I thought they were very normal, and as I started to grow up a little more, I found out that they may be normal, but most people don't remember them or aren't aware of them. And even if they do, they don't speak of them openly in public because they don't want to be ridiculed and looked down upon as being a little off the wall. But these things were very normal to me. And I thought, well, why aren't my friends and family having these experiences? And they got me in a lot of trouble as I was getting older because I just was very open about what I perceived. So that's what drew me into it. But I thought, well, why me? Why aren't all these other people around me having these? What's different about me? And so I wrote a letter to UCLA's Dr. Thelma Moss back in 1967, and she never responded. I guess it got lost in the mail, or she forgot thousands of letters. And then I ended up going into, I was in college, and I met a graduate student who worked with Dr. Moss. And Dr. Moss was introduced to me because of my experiences. And the first thing she did was she threw me her keychain and said, what do you feel? What do you pick up? It's called psychometry. You hold an object, you get impressions. And I started rattling off information, people, names, places. I rattled off the name who was her and was Thelma's best friend. I named her. I think I named her husband, who was deceased. Talked about some other things relevant to her. And okay, I'm impressed. That turned into a study she conducted on me in 1969. And it was published in a medical journal. It's called Study of a Psychic. And so clinically, we looked at what I was able to do under controlled conditions. And so you're psychic. I mean, it was tested. No understanding as to how or why it operates. I became a research assistant in the laboratory there at UCLA's parapsychology laboratory in the Neuropsychiatric Institute. And we did lab work, but the bulk of my work in the last 36 years, beginning in 1969, has not been in a lab, has been in the field, investigating more than 4,000 cases of hauntings, poltergeists, doppelgangers, things that go bump in the night, things of that nature. And most of the time, nothing happens. You go out there, you interview the people, and you go home. Once in a while, if you're lucky, you're there, it's there. It manifests itself in some way. It displays itself. You're able to observe it and perhaps record something related to those events. A very small percent, let's say less than 5%, we believe to be hauntings. These are localized in space. They seem to stay in a certain place. They could last months, years, decades, centuries, even millennia. And almost all hauntings seem to be precipitated by a violent traumatic death occurring in the space
Right,
at an earlier time. However, about 95% of my 4,000 cases are not ghosts, hauntings per se. They're poltergeists. The word poltergeist in German means noisy spirit, noisy ghost. Poltergeist, we believe, is a product of psychokinesis, mind over matter, which stems from a young pubescent or adolescent individual or even a young adult. And it wreaks havoc with the physical environment. Objects can be thrown around, banging, scratching on the walls, spontaneous fires,
Welcome back, Molly.
Sounds of footsteps, doors opening and closing. And it always seems to surround a particular individual, and it moves with them as they move. And most of my cases have been like that. I met Kerry Gaynor in late 1973, I believe, maybe early 74. He was a volunteer in the parapsychology lab, and we just became friends. And he expressed an interest in this type of research, field research, and we started working together. There aren't a lot of people that really want to pursue this because it's somewhat unnerving, and you have to have a lot of patience and a strong stomach sometimes. So we began working together. We went out on a number of cases. And as expected, nothing happened. In August of 1974, Kerry Gaynor was with a friend in Hunter's Books in Westwood, and he was walking around, and he and his friend were talking about our research. There is the appearance of an apparition. On the next aisle were two women looking for books on the paranormal, and they overheard Kerry and his friend discussing our work, and she said, "Oh, by the way, my house is haunted." Rather than discuss it at full length in the midst of the bookstore and have people throw you out, Kerry said, "Well, give me your phone number. We'll call you and we'll make an appointment, come out and talk with you about this." And since, of course, there's no charge because this is research. And that's what happened.
Dr. Taft found it hard to speak to Doris and get her to open up. He even quoted,
All right, Mama Bear, thank you for everything you've done today. We love you. We will see you in the morning, and we'll talk to you before that when I get up, and we will set things up for tomorrow. Have a great night. Get some sleep, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being here tonight so much.
Doris was very abrasive as somewhat cryptic regarding her background. So much so that she refused to even tell us her age. We knew she was older than us.
She was barely making ends meet. We sat down with her and started to talk, and the first thing Doris Byther was her name, said to us is that she'd been repeatedly raped by a ghost. And we just like froze. We looked at Carrie and I looked at each other. I rolled my eyes back, put my head in the hands, and I thought, oh my God, this woman's psychotic. She needs psychiatric care. And she said, well, there's three of them. Two held me down and one big one attacked me. And I just thought, well, I said to her, look, there's really nothing we can do about this. I'll give you the name of a psychiatrist on staff at the Neuropsychiatric Institute, and you can call him and tell him that we referred you, and you can take it from there. We thought this. So we thanked her for her time. We spent maybe like an hour there, hour and a half, and we just looked at each other back in the car going home, and we thought, this is just incredible. I mean,
thank you, Heather.
I believe that just.
GhostTheory.com put out an article a few years back, written by Dr. Barry Taff, that gave us more of an insight into Doris's background. Let's have a look at this. Doris McGowan. McGowan is her maiden name. Came from an upper-class family, as stable as people might think that sounds. Doris's parents ran a turbulent...
Now, this is the backstory on Doris Byther, the woman who experienced this, just so you guys know.
household. Both were alcoholics and were not suited to provide a well-rounded upbringing for a child. At the age of 10, Doris and her family moved to California from the Midwest. Details of Doris's childhood are not clearly known to her relatives. In her teenage years, Doris had a major altercation with her family. Both her parents, an aunt and uncle, had decided to disown Doris and was cut off from having contact with any of her family. As her parents died off, her aunt and uncle also, it was apparent that the abhorrent feeling that they had towards her was so great when she learned that all the inheritance was given to her brother. With no money and being a single mother, Doris set out to make a life of her own. Throughout her life, Doris had a number of failed marriages and relationships. She had given birth to 4 children, all from different fathers. Being a single mother and trying to support 4 children was something more than what Doris could handle. The Byther family grew up and grew poor and under stressful environments. From what is known, Doris Byther suffered abuse from her parents as well as had several abusive relationships with men. There was obvious tension between the 3 young boys and the mother.
Right, Vix, right.
The psychodynamics of the house were extremely negative. It seems that the boys, especially the eldest, would harbour some dark and resentful feelings towards their mother. The unconscious mind that is troubled by a physical or verbal abusive environment and negative upbringing is like a lightning rod to paranormal activities, either attracting poltergeist activity or psychomagnetically creating it. So Doris would later on get in contact with Barry again.
Welcome, Transporter. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a show on that story, Transporter. So it's good that you watched that. Miss Heather brought that to me not this morning, I think it was. So we're gonna be touching base on that one too. It's kind of interesting. But thanks for joining us again. This is the episode 6 in my series of the true crime, true stories in Hollywood movies. And tonight we're talking in regards to The Entity from 1981, the movie. Story happened in 1974, but Barbara Hershey, I don't know if you're familiar with the movie at all, but this is the true story behind that. Thanks for joining us. It's great to see
you. Claiming this time there were witnesses. The neighbours had seen what had happened. Anyway, this is the interview with Dr. Barry Taff, where he goes through all the experiences that him and his people all witnessed.
Doris called back about 10 days later. She said that friends, neighbors had witnessed things, and she would like us to come back. We thought, okay, we'll come back. We'll humor her. It's not that far. Went back there, and the house had a very strange odor.
My God, do you smell that?
It smelled like decomposing organic matter, rotting flesh, very sour, nauseating smell, caustic. It was very warm. And remember, this is the middle of August. The bedroom was ice cold. The rest of the house was normal, which again we couldn't account for. There was still air conditioning.
You see?
Sorry for the audio, folks. It's bad on this
I wasn't
video.
lying.
So
We were in the kitchen talking with her about more of her experiences, alleged experiences, and a lower cupboard door flew open, and a frying pan, a skillet, flew out and took a ballistic arc across the kitchen and landed on the floor. Of course, we checked looking for springs and wires or people, and there weren't any. Doris said that another time a fuse box was torn out of the wall and thrown at her. Some candelabras were thrown at her.
I think it might be worthwhile after all for us to.
which those things in turn, folks, you would think that's a poltergeist type haunting when things are moving throughout the air, things come at you, so on and so forth. The fuse box being ripped out of the wall, that blew my mind. In the book, and I read that, I'm like, get out of here. But it happened. There were pictures of it, documentation of it. I've heard worse on that hairdryer day. I got you, Mike. Thank you, Miss Heather, again. For anybody that would be interested in donating to the channel and or me, there are the links for the Cash App, PayPal, and the Venmo. Thank you so much, folks. So yeah, this would be considered what most normal paranormal investigators would look at this as a poltergeist, which I've seen. Not extreme versions of it, but I've seen it. This was an extreme version of what a poltergeist haunting would be until these other things were added, because typically in the past, in any story I've ever read, any research I've ever done, and people don't usually get harmed. They've been scratched or they've been, bruised or things like that slightly. Nothing ever like this. So again, that word insane comes back into play.
To set up some of the equipment we've got with us in the car.
After the frying pan incident, the skillet, we took a far more serious look at her environment and her claims.
Wow.
She had 4 children. And
so as you guys hear, stereotyping back in the 70s, early 80s, people thought she was crazy. Okay. I had a recent case in my home. I got you, bro. That's yes. And they had to physically see these things happen before anything was taken into a serious, taken into effect. Seriously, these guys were just like, okay, wait a minute, something's going on. we need to be serious about this now. Her kids, everything, were traumatized, guys, and they grew up in this. They grew up going through this their whole childhoods, because it kept happening over and over again. Excuse me. Home of dog toys being thrown down the hall and no one was here but me. Oh. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, bro. Maybe you can get me some video. Again, folks, moving on. I'm just giving you a little insight into it.
And the eldest was a teenager. Now, I should say that the rapes stopped once we came into the case. They no longer occurred.
And that was the thing, okay? And it was taken as there were more males involved in the home then, and this sexual, or the SAs, stopped happening when the paranormal psychologist and the investigators came into the home, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Almost like whatever was attacking her was threatened in a sense, or felt that she was being protected in a way. You know what I mean? In turn, it just kind of throws a wow into this. It's weird,
But her son, her teenage son, claimed at one point he saw her being attacked by nothing. He'd go to her aid, and he'd be just thrown back. I don't believe he broke his arm as if they portrayed in the film. We spent more time there. We began observing balls of light, what we call corpuscular masses of light, that looked like plasma, which is the fourth state of matter. Greenish yellow, always. And we thought, well, maybe they're coming from the outside of the house.
That's happened to me too, Boone, multiple times. Mike. Yeah, A lot of people don't want to handle it because it's, again, guys, and I'll explain that to you once we get through this. PPR Tuesday actually had a show this past Tuesday that I was there for. And it was based on what that is, and I'm going to explain a little bit of that to you guys here shortly.
They were always in the bedroom, and we then sealed the house off from all external lighting, and we still saw them. They were even brighter because there was no light to compare them against, and they were about the size of a human fist, moving rapidly about the room. We had up to 25 people in the room at one time, and these lights were bright enough to see by. They were illuminating us as well as the cameras and the tripods. We were trying to take photographs of these orbs, and most of the time we weren't that successful. But then a few times we were. We caught one in particular that looked like a comet with a tail. We were shooting in a pitch black environment with a deep red filtered strobe because a normal flash would have obliterated these lights. They weren't that bright. The problem was there was no reference point. We didn't have any way of determining where it was coming from or going to. We didn't have a way to determine its speed.
If you guys have not checked out PPR's channel, guys, please do. Professional paranormal research. He's got a great channel over some really interesting topics, and I will get the schedule down. But go over, check him out, show him some love, subscribe to him if you're interested whatsoever in any of that kind of stuff. That's the place to be, folks. He's got a great channel going on over there. Seriously.
So we were out in the dark. We then put up black poster boards all over her bedroom, covering the walls with duct tape. We also put magnetic orientations on the board. So if we did get a picture, we'd be able to know where it was, when it was, and the relative speed something was moving because we knew how much space it took up during its flight. What was extraordinary was one of the shots we took. Doris is cowering on the bed.
Now, this is the most famous picture from this whole story, okay? This is, I don't know why this is still off. This is that they looked like tennis balls, but they were bright greenish yellow colored orbs, and they were flying all around the room, okay? And as they would take pictures of these, all they were getting on the pictures, the ones that developed, were these streaks, guys. And this one was arched over her. Now, he's about to explain something that I didn't understand back in the day when I first read this book, and when I went back as an adult and read it, when I started doing the paper that I did for my classes and stuff like that on the research to become the investigator. This blew my mind, guys. If you know anything about like distortion, dimensional things and stuff like that, listen to what the doctor is explaining here, because look at the way this arches over her and the way the room is built and the way she's sitting. Now, listen to what he has to say, because this was super interesting to me.
Bed beneath the lights that were flying around her in a mad, fray, and the arc frames her perfectly. And in this particular shot, what's intriguing, if you look carefully at the arc of light, you see that behind it, the walls meet at a 90-degree angle. Yet the arc is not bent in accordance with the walls, which means that this light was not projected. It's in floating in free space. The light, we think, is a time exposure of the balls of light moving, because we didn't have a fast enough shutter speed.
So what he's saying with that is, with the 90-degree angle on the wall and the way everything is set up, the light didn't bend. As light will refract, as it didn't bend as the surface that it's applied to. Okay, for lack of a better word, this didn't do this. This was a free floating light that did its own mechanics, I guess you could say, in the air. Unheard of. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, logically, it doesn't make any sense, which is why it was so interesting and mind-blowing to me. Let's see. Ms. Boone says the Catholics have a certain person to pray for the same thing. This is true, guys. This is why I wear this with this little medal attached to it right here. I don't know if you guys know what a St. Christopher's medal is. I wear this everywhere I go, and it never comes off of me, folks. Was born and raised Roman Catholic. I don't practice that religion as a regular. I do have faith and believe in God, but I'm not like a regular in the church and all that. So there are certain things that I do believe are protective and will protect us from different things. That's just my beliefs. I'm not putting that on anybody. I'm not getting into a religious conversation, but a lot of people, based on what Miss Boone said, that's a true fact in that sense.
Another picture taken the same night, you see two arcs seemingly at perpendicular angles taken when Doris was not in frame. And we saw balls of light, but never saw this particular event. So again, these are tracks. The same way if you have a astronomical camera and you don't have a moving platform, it's stationary. You get tracks. You don't get the star. This was extraordinary. And we had these pictures analyzed by the West Coast editor of Popular Photography at the time, a man by the name of Adrian Vance. And he said, I've never seen anything like this. He said the lens in a SLR camera, which is what we were using, prohibits this type of image from.
Exactly, because of the way the lenses are in cameras back then. Okay, and in the 70s, basically to pick something like that up, you would have to have what we have now, like digital cameras, and it still would not pick it up as what it is. They should not have seen that. The camera should not have captured that. The exposure would not have worked, but it did. It's crazy, guys.
I guess did you see this? No, I said we saw balls of light. They were always lime green, like Jello. And they were swimming between all of us in the room, ducking. And at one instance, two of our assistants, these big hulking guys from UCLA, they'd kind of like passed out and hit the floor. We heard a big thud because they were so traumatized by what they were seeing. Their brain just wouldn't accept it. At one point,
Pamela, isn't St. Christopher portrait saint of travelers? Yes, it is. Wait a second. I have two of these, and I think is this St. Michael? I can't remember. That is true, Pamela. Like I told you guys, I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I do know. Is this the one or is it the other one? I switch them out back and forth time to time again. Maybe this isn't the Christopher. I'll have to look at it when I'm done with this to make sure. But I do have two medals that like I said, I switch them on and off my necklace. I think one is the St. Michael, and I think the other one is the St. Christopher. So, okay. I don't mean to misinform you. Like I said, it's been a long time, and I've always had it. I'll have to look it up to make sure I'm right about it to give you the correct information. So my apologies, guys. But I do have those. I'll have to show you the other one too. I'll have to dig it out of my drawer.
Doris is sitting on the bed in the bedroom, and these lights are swimming around her. This is may have been a few weeks further into the case, and she's suddenly, literally next to her, the lights coalesce into the corner, and we saw the upper torso of a very large man form. It was an apparition, literally a large apparition, made out of, not bathed in, made out of lime green light. Again, that same color. You could see the head, you could see the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the upper torso. And
that was the part that I was telling you about the full body apparition. That is the absolute most fully enveloped or fully developed apparition I've ever seen in my life that's ever been recorded that I know of. It was just the upper torso, the head, and the arm. Obviously, you couldn't see the rest, but you see that's a large person, whatever that is. And that blew my mind. But again, yes, very interesting.
But not anything beneath that. And it was animated. And then it was gone. That particular night, there might have been about 25 to 28 people in the room. And we all saw the same thing at the same time. So it's understandable that, one or two people might hallucinate, but not 25 to 20. And we asked everyone to write things down, and they all basically saw the same thing at the same time, which is, again, extraordinary. Even thinking of it today, it's amazing because this is what you read about, but you very rarely ever get a chance to see.
Thanks, PPR.
But we were firing off cameras galore, and yet we couldn't get a picture of it. And that makes you wonder, are we seeing it with our eyes? Are we seeing it with our minds? Is something impressing our brains with an image? I guess we'll never know. Most of what we visually observed, we could not photograph. What we photographed, we never saw. So we're still left in this quandary. What is it we were dealing with?
She spoke to it as if it were real, like they were alive, and she knew it.
Isn't it possible she was hallucinating?
How do you photograph a hallucination?
When we talked to Dr. Moss about what we were experiencing, she was a little skeptical.
Yes.
She realized that we had no reason to lie to her. Why would we lie? What's the point? I mean, we're not out there to make up stories. If you do that, write a novel.
It's the St. Michael
we had some
medal,
people who were skeptical.
and I had
we
the St. Christopher upstairs.
Even today, we don't know.
I guess I could wear them both at the same time, but this is
there are theories as to what may have been happening, but
protection.
Speculation at best. Kentucky windage.
I don't know what you think you've discovered, but you're playing with fire.
A couple days later, we get a call from Doris, close to midnight. We go back out there. All the poster boards we put up on the wall were torn down.
Okay, Molly.
As was the paint and some of the plaster. She might have done it, but she was a very small, frail woman. She was smaller than me. She could have done it too, but I don't think she did because her reaction was one of trauma. She was absolutely. She said she saw them being torn, part of them being torn, and we again suspected maybe she did this to get some attention because sometimes people do this.
That's a good idea, Pamela.
One or the other. We did bring in some very high-speed film to shoot film as opposed to still. We didn't record anything. We did bring in Geiger counters. When the phenomena was peaking, we had no readings whatsoever. When the phenomena was absent, we had normal background radiation, which is very odd. You think it might be the opposite. We brought in a sniffer from Hewlett Packard to see if we could track down the odor. We couldn't. Either it wasn't there anymore or we couldn't record it. The word cold spots, but the cold again wouldn't register on any type of thermal sensors that we had at the time. Today we have much more sophisticated port.
Saint Michael, the Archangel. That's what this is here. Police officers do wear that, Sunshine, because he is the patron saint of protection. In the Catholicism religion, he's called upon for protection. And that's, like I said, I have this one. I have Saint Christopher. I would like to get more, but these things are hard to come about that are real. This one's been blessed, as has my crucifix, so on and so forth. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get into religion. I'm just explaining what was being talked about earlier. Thank you for correcting me, though, Pamela. And my apologies for the misinformation, folks. Yeah, I took it up and looked at it. It is the Saint Michael. Molly, you got your received gift membership on. Yeah. He wants you to turn your thing for your memberships on, Molly, to receive gifts. And thank you so much for that, PPR. Very much appreciated, as Molly does, I'm sure, too.
Portable instrumentation that might record such events. The case kept evolving, more lights. And then one night, Dr. Moss came out. When she came out, nothing happened. It was very peaceful. The phenomena started to wane by that point. Doris drank a lot, consumed a lot of beer, and what was particularly intriguing, when she stopped drinking, the phenomena stopped, which may or may not be relevant. I don't know of any correlation that's been established between alcohol consumption and manifestation of psychokinetic disturbances.
We're trying to gather some hard data.
I wore it every day at work. Okay. Are you retired police as well, Sunshine? If so, that's awesome. Or something that's related to police work. Yeah, I guess I could wear both of those. I never thought of that. I just didn't want to have it weighted down too heavy. Retired. Right. What, if I can ask, Sunshine? Where did you do? Like, where did you work at exactly? That alcohol and manifestation is some real. Yeah. I mean, I think it's because it weakens the mind. Why I think that alcohol is a big to do with it. I think that is why, because it weakens, and it opens the mind up and things like that. So I think that could be why that is like that. I hope she does too. That's awesome, though, Sunshine. It's awesome to know that. Thank you for the info, and thank you for being here with us, and thank you for your service. Absolutely. Retired from California Corrections. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your service, Sunshine. I do appreciate you. I never knew that. Don't mess with Sunshine, folks. Yes, thank you so much, PPR.
On the phenomena that's occurring here.
Oh, really? I take it you've already looked under the beds and in the closets.
Yeah, we're leaving no stone unturned.
The initial investigation on Braddock Street lasted approximately 10 weeks, beginning August 22nd. Doris finally got up the ability and the nerve to move and the money to move. They said she moved to Carson. And she moved in there. We didn't initially know where she was.
Bet you have, Sunshine.
With the help of Frank D. Felita, who had now formed a close bond with her. And we went to her new home. We kept a low profile. No one knew about her. They didn't know about the case. We went into her new home. Within weeks after her moving in to her new house, phenomena began. Poltergeist, same activity. But also the houses flanking her on both sides began experiencing phenomena, like a radiant effect. Poltergeist, cupboards, doors opening,
Now, I don't know if you guys caught this, but she moved from this home to another home. Within a couple weeks, it started up again. She moved from that home to another home. Within a couple weeks, it started up again. And it every time she would move, it would get lesser and lesser and lesser. She still experiences certain things. It's not true where they said it stopped altogether. It has not. Nothing like what she experienced at this time, but little things are happening. The essays are no longer happening and things like that, but she's still experiencing these things, which in turn tells me that she is carried this on her back her whole life, folks. It's amazing to me.
Closing garbage being dumped on the floor, machines going on and off. But they didn't know about her experience.
It is, Remy. It really is.
She wasn't running around telling people.
Because that doesn't happen. It's unheard of.
So it was still there. We went to her new home. We turned the lights out. I had a recorder next to my legs with a condenser mic. And suddenly we heard a loud crash. A vase from across the room flew right into the middle of everybody, smashed on the floor, and spewed dirt across the floor. But
that's right,
no
Mike.
one did it. I mean, no one could have gotten it without tripping over all of us. And if they threw the vase, they would have hit one of us. We play the audio tape back, and we hear deep breathing. Approach the mic. And with the breathing, we hear a footstep, another footstep, and then drag. Footstep, footstep, drag, like a bad horror movie, like The Mummy. It approaches the condenser mic next to my leg, and it shut off by itself for no reason. The question is, why? What were those sounds produced? But we didn't hear any breathing. We didn't hear any footsteps. No one was moving. Everyone was sitting in a little circle.
Thank you, Heather.
Towards the end of her stay there.
Yeah, guys, check out Miss Molly's channel, please. Subscribe, show her some love.
Boards on the wall. And at one point, one of the tape started being pulled off the wall, as if by unseen hands. Being pulled off. We saw this. What? And it happened very quickly. And the board flew off and hit Doris in the head. And then Carrie said, do it again. And it did. Another more duct tape was pulled off and it flew at her. And she just freaked out. She moved to San Bernardino. We didn't follow her there, but Frank deflated dead. Doors opening, closing, toilet flushing. Similar types of events, but at a lower level. She moved from there to Texas. We, at that point, lost all contact with her. It's very important to be skeptical.
I suggest you start with the traditional world.
In science, Occam's razor, all things being equal, you always go with the simplest explanation. The simplest explanation, many times, is not paranormal. Sometimes it's hoax, sometimes it's fraud, sometimes it's overactive imagination, people seeking attention, people looking for money, or people who are, let's say, a couple of fries short of a Happy Meal, or they're a little troubled and need professional counseling. You have to make sure that something you have documents objectively, physically, what you're experiencing. Well, our photographs in some respects did that. Plus, there were up to 25 or more people seeing the same thing at the same time. Hallucinations are not collective. So
I don't believe so, Boone. I don't think she
did.
This
stuff is so hard to pin down. It's so hard to actually observe with your own eyes and to be able to record beyond that point. You could live 10 lifetimes and never run into this. So it's extremely fortunate that I was
if she did, it was never recorded that she did.
Witness this with a group of people, because if it's just you and your friend, it's the fish that got away. There's 3 Mount Everests in my case file. This is one of them, and this would probably be the highest peak. I don't know what these things are. After 36 years, I have no idea what we're dealing with. It's not simple. It's very complex, and we can't draw the line between humanly generated phenomena coming out of the brains of living people and something that may indicate that something survives physical death.
So if you haven't seen the film, I would give it a watch. It's definitely up there with some of the best horrors, even though it is a bit dated now. But like I say, still worth a watch. But just remember, they did take a lot of liberties in the movie rather than the proper story.
Unbeknownst to Carrie or myself, Frank DiFilippo was busy writing a book on our case. Frank's a very gifted writer, producer, director. He's a very gifted personality. And
amen to that.
Guess what? I'm writing a book on the case. I go, you are? And he says, I'd like you to be part of helping to write the last couple of chapters where we get into dealing with the phenomena and instrumenting it and documenting it. And
don't do it,
the result
bro.
was the novel, The Entity, which I thought was very well. It was wonderful. He said to me, if you had your druthers, if you had all the money in the world and the full cooperation of UCLA, which of course we didn't have, what would you have done in this case? Well, the answer to that is obvious. It would have brought Doris into a controlled environment, to a laboratory, and recreate her home settings, hoping to encourage her whatever this thing was to manifest itself so we could document it now, as the book describes, with holographic laser cameras, with thermal imaging, with image intensifiers, with magnetometers, with electromagnetometers, with all these
amen to that one,
incredible
Remy.
technologies that we have at our disposal. That, of course, was impossible at any level. But it worked wonderfully the way Frank depicted it. And I remember the first time I read his first draft of the book, I was just amazed. It was marvelous. It was so beautifully done. Written as a novel. Characters are fictionalized. My character is named Gene Kraft. Joe Meehan is Carrie Gaynor. And Carlotta Moran is the name of Doris Byther. He brought the psychiatric aspect far more forward than it really was. She may have pursued some, help at that level without our involvement, but to my knowledge,
yes, thank you so much, PPR.
Portrayed in the novel, but it worked with the dynamics between all the different aspects, brought the story to life, and showed the tremendous.
Miss Jody's a meatball.
The terror this woman was facing, which of course she was, and of course Barbara Hershey did such a superb job of displaying that with her performance.
Is this the first time something like this has ever happened?
No. No, the first time was different. I was raped.
Frank called us and told us that he was trying to sell the rights as a feature.
20th Century Fox presents the story of Carla Moran, the most extraordinary case in the history of psychic research. The Entity.
Sid Fury's take on this was interesting. Some of his photography was very reminiscent of the Twilight Zone, the camera angles and stuff. We were hired as technical advisors.
All right, BBR, brother, thanks again for jumping in tonight. It's great to have you here, and I hope to see you soon, bro. Have a great night.
We were using liquid nitrogen in the movie. We didn't use liquid helium. It's much more expensive. In fact, the soundstage got real hot because we were shooting late spring, early summer of '81, and I just said, vent some of the tanks. It's inert. Drop the temperature 25 degrees. Everybody was real happy. And just come back, fill it up. It's only a few bucks. And I thought the sets were beautifully done in her house, and the camera tracking was great. I thought it was well done. The last time I ever heard from Doris Byther was around when the film came out in 1983. She was at a screening at Fox with all of us, and she liked it. I think she felt threatened by all this attention. But on another level, I think she appreciated that we were trying to help her come to grips with what was going on.
Ghost Theory would later on interview Brian Harris, who was Doris's middle son, and he admitted that, yeah, most of the things were true. The film, however, did embellish a lot, as expected.
Yes.
But he did also seem to hold resentment against Barry Taff and his colleagues. Brian Harris. Well, everything about that was reported was true. It did happen. Living in that home was hell. We all experienced some form of attack. There was the pushing, biting, and scratching being done to us. There were about 4 entities in the home, and they made themselves known by appearing all the time. I think it took a lot of energy for them to do that. According to Mr. Harris, they all suffered the attacks, himself receiving less abuse. He believes that the entities were drawn to the negative and frightening attitude the rest of the family members had, especially Doris. I proceeded to ask him about the physical attacks brought upon the entities. I was especially interested in the rape claim of Doris Byther. It was as if they, the 4 entities, showed themselves whenever they felt like. I asked Mr. Harris to describe what they looked like. It was very clear, like I would see you, Xavier. When they made themselves known, it was always like fog, like a human, but not quite. At times it would be annoying. We would be watching television and these things would walk by, like nothing. We were so used to the poltergeist that we just got to a point where we wouldn't even care. The whole rape thing was real. My room was right next door to my mother's. I would hear the attacks happening. Things being thrown, her screaming, then she would come out of the bedroom and have all these bruises, on her legs, her inner thighs, just like in the movie. Well, it was hell. There I was, barely out of elementary school, trying to carry on, ignore it all, and there was so much commotion going on. Between Barry's team of 30 or so people, crowded in a small, and I mean small room, cheering and yelling at this thing, I was in the next room trying to watch television, trying to mind my own business. The whole investigation lasted about 2 to 3 months. But it wasn't like Barry was there every single day. So for him to say he could have been some sort of telekinetic thing that my mother was creating is all bullshit. She didn't want it to happen. It's a possibility, but it's not like he knew what we were really going through. He was not an Uncle Bob that knew the family.
She did.
He was
Definitely,
only there
Remy.
for
She
3
did.
months. And from that, he would show up every Thursday or so. When the team would show up, I hated it because I knew as soon as they left, they would become so angry that the house would come alive. I asked them to elaborate on the last sentence. It was as if the ghosts were upset that we went and told. They were like throwing a temper tantrum, a hissy fit, so things would start flying, we would get attacked. Can you describe the events? I asked. I told you, Xavier. It was as if the house became alive. Things flying, pots and pans, it just became alive. They were angry at us for telling. I proceeded to ask him about his theory that his mother could have created the poltergeist herself. I asked Mr. Harris if he did have a love-hate relationship with their mother. Could that have caused it? The fact that she was drinking heavily, that could have contributed. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reason. You have to understand, my mother was drinking heavily because of what was going on. She wanted to escape, so she drank. Barry reported that she was always drunk. That's not true. In fact, I wish I could talk to him in person. I have a few things I want to clear out. As far as the telekinetic, psychokinetic theory, the home was unstable. We did fight a lot. My older brother was mean to us. There was a lot of tension. My mother's boyfriend at the time left because he could not handle it. The poltergeist and the tension. Which was a good thing. He was a bastard. The entity story is very intriguing and it did captivate me. But is it a two-story or is it another story just made up for financial gain and notoriety? Well, there's a few things that didn't sit quite right with me. Let's have a look at these.
Well, welcome, Miss Stacy. Thank you so much, my dear. That is so very appreciated. Oh man. Thank you so much, Stacy. That's awesome. Got the super chat for the night. That's awesome. And I miss you, dear. I haven't seen you in a while. This is the series I'm running. That's not it. Sorry about that, folks. Stacy, this is a series I run in the evenings now. It's called the True Crime, True Stories of Hollywood Movies. Tonight we're touching on The Entity. I don't know if you're familiar with that story. But yes, it's great to see you, dear. And I do want to thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. One moment. Make sure that this goes through. I hope you're doing great, Stace. We miss you. And thank you, my dear, so very much. Sorry, folks. Let me bring that up. Hope to see you more often, Stacy. Thank you again so very much.
So it's been pointed out on many occasions that Doris had a problem with drinking and she was, in fact, an alcoholic. But how drunk was she getting? Was it to the point where she was getting blackout drunk, couldn't remember what was going on, coming home in the middle of the night, falling over things, saying it was the ghost? Just how drunk was she getting? And the ghost seemed to be more active when she was drinking. Well, does that not tell you, stop drinking?
Right.
So there were 3 ghosts attacking her. 2 that would hold her down that were smaller and 1 bigger one. Well, she's got 3 sons. Could it be that she was maybe just coming home in a really blind drunk state and the kids were stopping her from either hurting herself or trying to cook something? Or
no, I know.
You know, if she was really drunk,
and I appreciate you so very
trying
much.
to do something, that I think it's maybe just the kids trying to stop her. Possibly. And now we come to the main one, the evidence. Now, you would think that with all the witnesses and everything going on, they would have caught a lot more than just a few photos. They had video cameras there and a lot more cameras, but all they managed to get were a few photos, and even they're very questionable. Now, if we go back to that episode of sightings that I showed earlier.
Well, they do have documentation, folks, that has not been circulated, I guess you could say. They talked about it in the book. It's just how you think about it and what you look at. But there is documentation of certain things. Absolutely, Stacy. I understand. I know what you've been going through, dear. I've been following it, and you know I've got your back, and that you're in my prayers on a regular basis, dear. It's great to see you here so very much. Thank you so much, Miss Christie, with the super sticker. That's awesome. You guys are killing me tonight. I love you guys so very much. You have no idea. I do appreciate you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you're all right, Boone. Again, thank you, folks. I appreciate you guys so very much.
Dr. Barry Taff is going on about the photos. Now, look at the photos there. What kind of photos are they? They sure look like Polaroids to me, and not from the SLR camera that he was speaking about earlier. And as far as I know, you cannot get negatives from a Polaroid camera. And Polaroid pictures can be easily manipulated when they're being developed.
Thank you, Christy. I appreciate that. I try. I really do try.
Back in the 70s, Polaroid cameras were a different kettle of fish to their future counterparts. Even in the 80s and 90s, they were very vastly different. Back in the 70s, you would have this big camera. You would load the film in the back, take your picture, but the picture would not eject from the camera like modern Polaroids would. You would actually physically pull the picture out of the back of the camera through rollers, which would usually still have development gel still on it. Now, if you touched the developing picture with your hands, but those circles could be easily made by somebody's thumbprints.
Welcome back, Mickey.
Airing the developing Polaroids. The white pieces could simply just be where the photo was held while the photo was developing. I noticed a lot of inconsistencies over the years with Barry's story, depending on who he was telling it to. One being the photos that I just pointed out there. Another one being the famous frying pan story that's shot out of the cupboard. To begin with, it was only a few inches to a few feet to it flew across the room. Even Brian Harris changed the story later on, stating that there were 4 entities in the home. And it would later on be revealed that, and in true horror fashion, when Doris moved into the house, she was approached by a strange woman that appeared at her door warning her that her house was evil or a bad home. When Doris asked what the lady was talking about, the mysterious lady simply walked away without any explanation. So, what's your opinion on the story? Do you think it was just some elaborate hoax, or do you think there's some truth to it? Anyway, sound off in the comments below. Whatever.
And that's where that goes, folks. That's it. He is trying to give you both sides of it as far as, you know, what could be true or what could not be true. But that is the story, and we are through it. And I think I eliminated most of the violent parts of it, guys. I didn't want you guys to have to see. Again, welcome back, Nikki. And again, guys, thank you guys so much for the super stickers, super chats. That is so very much appreciated. I love you guys. Miss Stacy, I am so hoping to see you so more often. We do miss you so very much. Lazy Bum, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you. It's been a long time, bro. I appreciate that so very much. It's great to see you, bud. Lazy was here with me when I first started my channel a year ago. He was probably my second moderator at that time and my third subscriber at that time, guys. So it's good to see you, brother. Thanks for dropping in. Much appreciated, bud. And I appreciate that as well, buddy. I do. I absolutely do. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for the kind words, bro. So that is the story behind the entity, folks. Again, it's a little, it makes me a little nervous, but it's one of them things, you know. I wanted to put it out and give you guys the facts behind it and so on and so forth. There's more down the road, fact-wise, you know. If you want to know, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Again, guys, if you have not yet, please leave a little DNA on that like button for me so I can come back out, find you later on, and drag you back in, guys. I appreciate that. and I appreciate everybody being here for this tonight. Again, this is the new series I'm doing in the evenings. I do my regular stuff in the morning time, early afternoon, and the series is called the True Crime Stories. I'm sorry, True Crime True Stories Behind Hollywood Movies. Again, for those of you that don't know, there are multiple movies that Hollywood has put out at this point, guys, that are all based on true stories, all the way from Nightmare on Elm Street to Jaws to Scream to this movie, The Conjuring. We've covered 6 of them now, folks, and we're going to continue going. So, like I said, some of them have a little bit of a paranormal tip to it, and some of them don't. And like I said, guys, as I had realized, I didn't know that for a while, that the true crime and paranormal kind of interlaps. You know, they go over each other here and there, genre wise. So there's a lot more to that than I realized. So we are going to do a poll tonight, folks. I forgot to do that the other night because it was kind of a crazy night, which today was too, but that's all good. So, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to hang out and do our thing like we usually do for a little while, but I do want to do a poll like we do. What we'll do with it is we'll do a poll of 2 different movies. Whichever movie wins is the movie we're going to do. And that was one of them, was the Clovehitch Killer. And the other one is, I had it earlier. I wrote it down and I don't have that paper with me. It was the, I know which one's probably going to win, The Exorcist or the Clovehitch Killer, because she had recommended the Clovehitch Killer. Either way, we're going to do them both. So I just want you to vote in the poll. We will figure out which one is the best, is the winner, and that's the one we're going to do next. So, and I'll just make it easy. If I can spell it right. What the hell's going on? I can't see or type. What is wrong with my fingers? There we go. The first one, folks, is we're going to look at The Exorcist. And I want you guys to do that poll real quick. And then we will look into the Clovehitch Killer. We'll see which one wins. The true story behind The Exorcist. It's not as interesting as the movie for those of you that have seen it. I'm sure most everybody has, but it's definitely an interesting story, and it's nothing like what the movie story is. I mean, it is, but it's not. You know what I mean? So, but I will give you that one. And Clover. There's so many more, though, guys. There's so many more. I mean, it's insane how many movies. I couldn't believe it. It took me 3 hours to go through all of them one night. I was looking for them. And it was crazy. Sorry, guys. I'm checking got some DMs and let's see here. And there's some that aren't even based on that. Let me see. As I told you that Jaws is based on that, loosely based on a true story. The Silence of the Lambs is loosely based on a true story. Actually, Nightmare on Elm Street is loosely based on a true story. It's kind of insane. And one second here. Oh, it was, Miss Christie. You missed that one. We did that 2 weeks or last week. It was based on the DeFeo. It should be in my. If you want to go back and watch that one, it says it right in there. But it should be. I think it was. Did we do that Friday, guys, or did we do that one Wednesday? Yeah, it was debate. It was based on the DeFeo murders, Christy. Ronnie DeFeo, who's sitting in prison right now as we speak. Please do if you haven't. Very interesting story. Let's see here. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, welcome, Christy. It's so great to have you here. And I do once again. I appreciate the super chat so very much. Are you sure he passed away, Lena? I thought he was still in. You might be right. You might absolutely be right. Probably my curtains. I will have to do that. There's a few of them though, folks. Really, really seriously, there are. I am gonna do that. I'm gonna Google it. Right. Yeah. Right. The Zodiac Killer. That's one we're gonna be doing. Monster. I don't know if you guys remember that one. That one is very interesting. Let's see. And they don't always have to be horror movies, folks. Goodfellas, of course, was based on a complete, total true story. Popper's right. What's up, brother? The Ghost in the Darkness was based on true story as well. Catch Me If You Can. With Leo DiCaprio, that was based on a true story. There's so many of them. So many of them. He died in 2021 at 69. I did not know that. Well, thank you so much, Miss Heather. I did not know that. And Miss Lena, thank you as well. Lazy says, great channel, good content. I watch often, sometimes get a little lost on whatever case you're talking about, but only because I'm not familiar. Well, thank you so much, Lazy. I appreciate you, brother. Truth crazier than fiction. It is a fact, Remy. That's a fact. That is a fact. Pee Wee Gaskin. That sounds familiar, Stacey. We've only done 6 of these so far. We got so many more to go. Of course, we have the Night Stalker, Mr. Ramirez. There's just so many of them. And there's movies that, like I said, aren't based on horror movies or thrillers, those are the ones that I've watched mostly because I'm a huge horror fan. But I'm willing to do anything that is a movie that's based on true crime. So, let me see this, Miss Stacy. And once again, guys, I do appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Oh, Donald Gaskins. Yes. I know who that is. Thank you, Stacy. Pee Wee Gaskins Jr. or Donald Henry Pee Wee Gaskins Jr. was an American serial killer and essayist from South Carolina who stabbed, shot, drowned, and poisoned more than 12 people, folks. Yes, I do remember that one. I don't know. Did they make a movie about that, though? We definitely can talk about them. For sure. I'll just work my way into it. Whether there's a movie or not, we can still talk about it. Or is he based on Henry? I think there is a movie, yeah. The Portrait of a Serial Killer, Henry. That's what that one's based on. That's right. So, yes, we will be doing that one. All right, Miss Jody. I hope to see you again tomorrow, hopefully, or as soon as we can see you. Have a great, great night, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. No, I think so, Stacy. It's called Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. That is based on Pee Wee Gaskins, so we will be doing that one. For sure. Why does this keep doing this? All right, there we go. Again, Miss Jody, have a great, great evening, and thanks so much for joining us. Hope to see you soon. 1 second, folks. What is up, Drift? Oh, yeah, absolutely, Stacy. It's called Henry, the Portrait of a Serial Killer. That is based on Pee Wee Gaskins. I didn't realize that at first. When I saw the name Donald Henry, he went by Henry. So, yeah. Interesting story, by the way. Very interesting story. And it gives you guys an idea. It delves into the minds of these serial killers. And gives you, what's going on. We're definitely going to be covering Mr. Dahmer because I literally lived 10, 15 minutes from where he was born, raised, and grew up most of his life until he headed on out to buy where Miss Rachel's at. And that's where he was arrested and caught in Wisconsin. I still need to see the haunted house videos. What are you talking about, Nikki? Oh, man. You guys see, I got one of my favorite shirts on. Mr. Hendricks is in the house, everybody. Jimmy lives. No, I saw it, Heather. I just read it out loud. Right there, I read that out loud, hon. I didn't put it up there, but I did read it. But thank you, my dear. Yeah, what haunted house videos are you talking about there, Miss Nikki? A while back, someone in chat mentioned a movie, The Poughkeepsie Tapes. Oh, yeah. I've heard about it, Molly, but I haven't seen it. Is it good? Because I will watch it tonight if it's that good. If I can find it, of course. Let's see what our poll is doing. It should be done at this point. Is it going to let me? All right. So for The Exorcist, I have 66% said yes and 33% said no. All right. And the other movie is... There is a movie for that one, right, Nikki? I mean, we've talked about that stuff, hon, so it is very possible that there was. Yeah, I do think there is a movie. It may not be called that exactly, but I think there is. Yeah, I'll have to check that out then, Molly. No worries, April. Don't be falling asleep on me, folks. I'm staying awake for y'all. You stay awake for me. And it's off. I hope you guys are having a great day. I missed it then. I apologize. I'm off today. We're all off today, Miss Heather. It's all good, my dear. Ain't none of us perfect. And I appreciate you reminding me so that I can see it. Because I'll tell you what, folks. This morning, when I did my morning stream, I am even remotely surprised I was able to keep up with chat. I had 115 people rolling through the chat at one time here today, which is new for me. So it's not something I'm used to. And I had to keep up as much as I could. Do you know what I mean? So, okay. I got you, Nikki. No worries. But yeah. So that being said, I was very impressed with being able to do that. You know what I mean? So, and I was tired too. I was kind of energetic, but I was tired. Dober Dad, what's up, brother? Thanks for jumping in, JJ. I appreciate you, bro. It's a goodie. I'm sure it is. I'll have to check it out. I like Dylan McDermott too, so that would be definitely an interesting. Yes, this morning stream was very, very good, guys. I was very happy, very, very impressed. We've gained quite a few. We're growing, guys, and I'm very, very happy, and I thank you all for that because you guys have done it, not me. In my opinion, at least, it's because of you guys, I should say. We've gained 99 plus subscribers in 2 days. There was over 115 people in here this morning at one point. Then we leveled off and kept it around 60. It's been a very good day or two, and I'm very, very happy with that, guys. And I thank you so much for that. Grandma Bunny, Grandma Bunny is a new subscriber, guys. For those of you that aren't familiar, welcome her, please. As is Remy. Absolutely, Dover Dad. We love you, bro. Let's see. For those of you that don't know, let me see who else is in here that's relatively new or new. Drift Wannabe. He's new. He's been with us a couple days, and I appreciate him. Yeah, Zodiac's one of my favorites too, bro. I really do like that one a lot. Remy's stuff is new. And again, we're growing, folks. We're growing. We got some great people coming in here. I don't know what's wrong with that, with my voice, but Transporter is new. Again, welcome. Miss Christy P. She just said, she even said it. She just found us today. And we are so happy to have you guys. I'm telling you, we are so happy to have you guys. And we have plenty of room for you guys. As you see, we have a very, very welcoming and very positive type community. Everybody in here has the right to speak their mind. And without being ridiculed, folks. And that's one of the biggest things I like about my channel. Thank you, by the way, Grandma Bunny. I appreciate you so much, very much. And it's great to have you here again. And I'm super excited to have all of you guys that have just recently subscribed and joined us. Even if you haven't subscribed, I appreciate having you guys here, to say the very least, as do my moderators and the rest of the community, folks. It's a very easy community to come into and get comfortable quick. It's a family, I call it. As there's people that I have in here that I've had in here from the day that I started. In fact, Faux Popper was the first person I ever had on my panel with me. Lazy Bum, Miss Stacy, they've all been with me since the very beginning. Brandy, Heather, all of them. And they're amazing people. Mama Bear, you're supposed to be sleeping. What are you doing in here? Now that you're past the sleep, SA, I've got you up on the big screen, and we're doing separate chat. To what? Don't confuse me when I'm tired there, Nikki. Miss Gina. Miss Gina's been around for a long time, too. It's great to see you tonight, Miss Gina. Thanks so much for jumping in with us. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend, my dear. I hope everything's going well for you. What is tonight? Old school night? Everybody from the old days is jumping back in to say hey. Hey, Dago, you got to do a 7-8 hour stream like one. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what, folks. I don't know if Popper, if he's still in here. I think it was like the third or fourth day I ever was live. I still didn't know how. There he is. I still didn't know how to put my streams out, right? I didn't know how to deal with Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And it was me. Popper was up on panel with me. Lazy was in the chat, as he was. And I may have had one or two other people in there. And I went live at I think it was like 6 or 7 at night, right? And we started talking. And I was nobody, folks. I mean, I'm still a nobody, but I was really a nobody. Like, nobody knew me except for these 3 people. And the only reason why they knew me is because we all stood for the same thing. We were all against bullying and all that kind of stuff, which is why I started my channel. So we just went on and on and on and on. And in fact, if I remember right, Mr. Lazy said we were going to get off, and Lazy was like, no, stay on. So we did. And I think we didn't get off until 4 o'clock in the morning. I want to say we started at 7 that night, and we stayed on till 4 a.m. 7 hours, guys. I was live for 7 hours, and there was nothing going on. We were just talking about nothing and everything at the same time. It was insane. It was a good time, though. I'll be honest with you. I enjoyed it. Lazy loved it. Popper enjoyed it. I mean, it was crazy. I think that was even before Heather and Brandy, truthfully. It was just the 3 or 4 of us at that time. Those 2 were my first 2 moderators. I had 4 people and 2 moderators, folks. Come on. You know? Miss Sherry, a member for 4 months. That's awesome, Miss Sherry. Thank you so much for that, and congratulations. Again, folks, I have to link the for people that are members. For those of you that didn't know this, there is a Discord for you guys as a perk for being a member. I have to link it somehow. I got to figure out them. Like I said before, I'm technologically retarded, folks. I don't know all of this stuff yet. I'm working on getting there. I'm getting it to where I know how to use it all and make it all work the right way. So please bear with me. I will have it right. But yeah, there is a Discord for everybody to join in with me as well. I'll put a link in there for everybody that is a member, and you can jump in there as well. Miss Heather keeps reminding me of it, but I just cannot figure it out for sure. I was probably just stupid simple, and I just don't know what I'm doing, but I will get it. It was before you, but not too long. That's right, Heather. Miss Cece, she's been around a long time too. Miss Stacy's a member. Look at that. Look at that. Welcome to the sauce, Miss Stapy. Miss Stacy, we got a new meatball, folks. Welcome, welcome, Miss Stacy. Thank you so much for that. Congratulations. Welcome to the sauce. Jump down on in the sauce with us. Forget about it. I have Discord. Oh, yeah, then it'll just be a link, Sherry, and you'll just be able to jump into the Discord with everybody that's a member. That's all. No, you and Heather came in around the same time, Miss Brandy. Diagonal. So do you speak on different cases every day, or do you do a case? We cover multiple cases, Lazy, that are like high profile cases mostly. Nicola Bully, the Idaho 4 case. We covered Kylie Rodney, Summer Wells, stuff like that. And we move along. There's a couple new ones we're going to be starting here soon. And I just keep going back to the old cases we've been following just to keep updates going and stuff like that. So pretty much, yeah, Lacey. Miss Stacy's a meatball now. Welcome, welcome, dear. I'm so glad, Stacy. I really do miss you too, my dear. I miss having you in here. Been a while. I see you here and there in different streams occasionally, but it's great to see you. I hope everything's getting better. I'm glad everything's better with Johnny, and I'm excited for that, for sure. Like I said, you're in my thoughts and prayers every day, my dear. You know that. All right, folks. Let's see. I'm sure that the poll's done because there's not that many of you guys in here. And boom. 82% and 82% yes for the Clove Hitch Killer, and 17 said no. It looks like Clove Hitch wins, folks. So we're moving on to BTK. How about that one? That ought to be interesting. We also did the Gainesville Ripper, folks. That was the first one, which was based on the movie Scream. I think we're going to see a lot of similarities with Gainesville Ripper and the Clove Hitch Killer, or BTK, because in my opinion, I think that Mr. Koberger from the Idaho 4 killings may have based what he did on some of these serial killers, folks. Nothing much better than being a meatball. That's right, bro. That's right. I actually thought about going along with the Jersey Shore thing, guys, and calling all the ladies meatballs and all the guys Guidos. And I'm like, nah, we're not going to do that. We're not that kind of a stream, but it was a funny thought. Meatballs are the best part of the dish. That's right, Stacy. I keep thinking it's Sunday because my husband is not at work. I'm sorry, Gina. It is not Sunday. Sadly, it's still Monday. What is the matter? What's the matter, Miss Sherry? What's wrong? Who's your favorite meatball? Dober Dad, your husband, I'm hoping? That's what you're talking about, I guess. JJ is pretty cool. I like him a lot. He's a good dude. I mean, come on, folks. He's got to be to put up with Nikki here. I mean, we know, you know. She's a little cray, but you know we love her. I'm glad to hear that. What's the matter, Sherry? You said she was angry. Something's wrong. See, it doesn't show up in the StreamYard chat. It just says angry, angry, angry. And I'm sure it's probably an emoji. Oh, that's right. Today was President's Day, folks. I forgot about the holiday. I hope so too. I agree, bro. I agree. Did that for a tofu burger? Oh, I gotcha. Gilgo Beach. I have not, Miss Lena. Oh, JJ, and he's a saint. I'll bet he is. He's a good dude. He very much is. From everything I've heard, he's got to be. Let me see something here, Miss Lena. Again, guys, thanks so much for hanging with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. And I'm starting to enjoy these nighttime things when I'm sleeping. Yeah. I got you, bro. Babylon, New York. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think if they did. There was a new lead on that, based out of the Gilgo Beach murders. They found a lead that connected that to Alabama. There were some murders down in Alabama that they've been following back in October. So we might look into that just as a cold case that has been reignited, folks, because that one definitely is interesting to me. The Long Island killer was crazy. What is vibrating? My phone's right here. It's not that. All right, Nikki, hold on one moment. Let me see if I can find it. What's up, Lena? You said, wow. What do we got here? Oh. Meatballs. You like hearing meatballs, fellas? I said, you got me on your TV screen. That's big. I don't like the way I look on TV, guys. I don't like it. My head, it's like right in my face. It's too big. I don't like that. Did the boys like meatballs too? Do you like meatballs, Snoop Dogg? Every time I see a Doberman, all I think about is Snoop Dogg. He's a cutie too. Beautiful dogs. Beautiful. They're both looking. I didn't see him down there. The boys, she said the boys perked up when I said meatballs. Beautiful dogs. Aren't they? Wow, that camera focuses on my phone better than it does on my face. I'm on your TV in the bathroom. That's awesome. I'm glad I can join you in the bathroom. Ears are going nuts and tails are waggy. You said before that they recognize my voice when they hear me talking. I think you told me one time they perk up and they listen. Yes, they are. They are gorgeous. They really are gorgeous dogs, you guys. You take very good care of them. Mama Bear's still in here. Sharp dogs, yeah. Beautiful dogs. Now, did you guys have their tails clipped and their ears clipped, or is that not with every? I think all dogs have their tails clipped. I don't know about the ears. I know somebody that clipped their ears, but I don't know if you're supposed to do that with all of them. Yes, they do. Okay. Gotcha, bro. My daughter-in-law calls it boogie, but I got it at a good price. I love my Aussie. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, they got beautiful dogs, folks. Dobermans. I've seen a lot of Dobermans. They're beautiful for sure. Yep, and they do for meatballs. Before I ever found you, they would they would pose for one. We clipped their tails here and had their ears done. I gotcha. The pinchers that love meatballs. You guys ever seen a miniature pincher? A real close friend of mine and her husband they have two. They are this big, and they look just like really tiny Dobes. It's so cute. They think they're huge, of course. You know, they yap and jump all over everything, think they're going to eat you, but they don't. This camera is insane. I'm still not used to it. Every time I move, guys, if you haven't noticed, the camera focuses and refocuses on me. It's crazy. And it makes me look like I'm wearing makeup. I love Dobies. I had two, Thor and Zeus. That's funny because my wife's father, or her stepfather, I'm sorry, had one named Thor and one named what was the female's name? Thor and Thena. The people always have Dobermans in pairs because I swear everybody I know that's had Dobers have had two of them at a time. Is it just the way it is, or is it just the way it's fallen for me? They're like Chihuahuas. Exactly, Stacy. They're like they are. They reminded me of Oscar. Where are you? What are you doing? Of course you're sleeping. But we were about to cry and bark. Yeah, I imagine you would be. Docking and cropping is banned here. I do miss my boxers with a stump. That's illegal over there, Pamela? Really? What? I thought that had something to do with it was good for the health of the dog. Is that not what it is? Because I never did know the reasoning behind that. They've done it for I know they've done it for some pit bulls with certain breeds with the ears, especially. Dobies, they do it with the tails and the ears in certain breeds or for certain reasons. The Rottweilers, they do it. Boxers, they do it. Is it, I mean, is that what it is? Is that true that it's for the good of the dog's health, or is it just something that they do for the appearance of it? Cruelty for looks. I gotcha. Okay. The female unfortunately got bone cancer in her leg and had to be amputated. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Mike. Cropping has never been allowed, but docking was banned in 2009. That's crazy. Dobies break tails and need amputations later. Oh, I gotcha. That makes sense. So it is kind of good for their health in a sense. Animal rights cruelty. Got you that way too. Gotcha. See, that's what we we love cats so much, guys, that my cats, thank the Lord, because they ended up being indoor outdoor cats. We never got their nails taken out. A lot of people have their nails removed to the front paws. Nope. My wife said there's no way in hell that we're doing that. She said she watched a video on it, and it's basically like pulling their fingers out, cutting their fingers off. And I'm like, okay. And I'm glad we didn't, because they go outside now and they do a lot of hunting and stuff like that. So I'd rather do it totally numb before the cartilage goes solid and they have to chop a fully formed bone. Yeah, that's the cool part of it, Nikki. I agree. My oldest cat, Ollie, he's a Maine Coon Somalian mix. He's huge. I think I showed him to you guys a couple of times. I mean, he's huge. He's monstrous, okay? And he was the runt. So he's small compared to the rest of the litter that came out. That's a big breed of cat. Somalians are monstrous, and the Maine Coons are pretty good size. So blended together, imagine what we got. So when he was born, he was the runt, and he wasn't going to survive, guys. He was literally this big when he came out. And he stayed that big for like 8 to 10 weeks. He didn't grow very much, okay? And his poor little tail, I don't know if he was on the very bottom and they were all laying on him, but his tail was bent like this and hooked at the end. Okay. And like their tails are like a hard cartilage type material. And it stayed that way. Well, I almost passed out one time because I love cats to death now. When I got Ollie, it just changed my life, and I'm in love with cats. So he got older and everything was fine. His tail was fine. It didn't affect anything he did, this and that and everything. I'll have to show you guys one day because it's pathetic. His tail is only this long. A Somalian even Maine Coons, their tails are like this. They look like raccoon tails. They're super bushy, right? So he was probably about 6, 7 months old, and he's sitting on my lap like he always was. And it was so gross. He was flinging his tail because he does that. And I was playing with him, getting him all riled up. And he smacked the side of the chair with his tail. And then I heard something hit the ground. And I was like, what the hell was that? He even jumped down and he started sniffing. And he's looking at it. And I was like, what was that? That little piece of his tail that was bent, it fell off. It had died, I guess, because it was kinked like that, and you couldn't bend it back up. The vet said that it was fine. There was nothing to do. But at one point, it just had died because there was no circulation, and it just fell off. And I almost passed out. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm holding a little teeny piece of his tail and the rest of his tail, and I'm like, I called the vet and I'm like, can you sew it back on? What do you do? He laughed at me on the phone. He was like, it's fine, sir. He said, I've seen it happen thousands of times. He goes, he was right. That's what I said, Mama Bear. It just fell off. There was no blood. There was nothing there. It wasn't even like there was no fluid or not. It was so weird, guys. It was just dry rotted. Like it was dead. It had been died because there was no circulation to it. So here's me running around the house with a little piece of tail, freaking out, looking at him, and he's looking at me like, what the hell is your problem? Like it didn't bother him at all. It didn't faze him none. And it was weird because it didn't, like you would think there'd be blood or something that would come out. And it just like, it's almost like it cauterized itself. It was so strange because it was all dry at the end when it fell off. And it was just a little nub for a little while. And then the hair grew over it. I flipped out, guys. You guys would have lost it laughing your asses off if you'd have seen me running around on the phone, calling my wife. I called my mother. I called the emergency room guys at the hospital, and they laughed at me too. And they said, you need to call a vet, sir. So I called the vet and I thought the cat was going to be losing his mind. And he's looking at me the whole time. I even showed it to him. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't do it, but I'm sorry. And he just like brushed it off like, well, whatever. I don't need that no more. It was hilarious. I've never heard of it either, Mama Bear, ever. The vet said it happens a lot. If they get, if there's a big litter and they're all like squished together, he's seen it happen where cats have had their tails folded completely in half, guys. He said one time he had a cat that came in that was born with no tail because it fell off in the womb because it was all the way back behind him, bent backwards the way it did, so it never had any blood flow to it, I guess. I don't know. It's just a weird thing to me completely. It was crazy. I don't know if I could ever cut a dog's ears. I don't think I could. Gotcha, Mike. No blood, no nothing. No, I couldn't do it. Yeah, guys, that was just a crazy experience for me. And then they teased me, my wife, all my kids. They're all adults now. They tease me like, "Oh, are you sure?" Like they'll say things. They don't do it anymore, but they did for a couple of years. Like, "Are you sure it's all right to leave, the kids with Papa? And I want to come back and have them missing a finger or something." I'm like, you know what you guys can do. Yeah, that was absolutely insane, folks. It really was. I'll never forget that. And it didn't affect him at all. Like I said, he's just got a shorter tail. It's supposed to be literally like that long, and it's like this long. It's kind of funny looking. Yep, I'm betailing creatures. I'm the betailer. So they can come in from like out of the country that way, Pamela, but you can't do it over there, is what you're saying. That is interesting. Very interesting. We had a vet do it with their GPS chip shots, etc., all in one and done. Yeah. The tail thing I couldn't do. We had two dobes as kids and we did their ears. It was weird to see as kids. Their ears were wrapped and had a coat. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them after they've been done. I have a buddy that raises pit bulls and he clipped all his pit bulls' ears and then they were wrapped and all that. They heal quick. They healed really quick, actually. Yes, we can import, but still not allowed to be shown or KC recognized. Okay, gotcha. That does make sense. Yeah, Gina, they have little antennae. Yep. So, does anybody have any questions about the story from tonight, or any comments or anything other than the fact that it's crazy, which I know that already, but sorry guys. It's probably one of the crazier stories I've ever seen. Truthfully, guys, because it's just insane. And I'm glad it's out of the way because it's very controversial too. Oh, it's all white again. Do I need to dye it again? Miss Brady told me I can't dye my beard anymore. That's okay. My wife doesn't like it either, so. No. No questions. I got you, sunshine. I appreciate you being here. I don't think any of you guys missed the show today. There was a woman who was engaged to a ghost. Then she ended things. Okay. Natural. Been so cold up there, it's probably frost. It's not bad up here, brother. It actually hasn't been. I mean, compared to where you're at, it hasn't been that cold. Mama Bear's close to me. Kind of. Miss Heather's kind of close to me. Poppers around me. Michigan and those areas around here. We haven't really had a winter not that I've noticed. It's been in the 50s and the 40s. A couple of days it's been in the 70s. We've had some sun. I have yet to see what I consider winter time. So, and I'm not, knock on wood, I'm not complaining about it at all. Not at all. Oh, yeah, that was Candy and Betty Lena. Oh, okay. What did Lena say? Do you remember the movie with Barbara Hershey where her and a woman axed each other to death? No. What is it called? 50 in upstate New York today. Hardly any snow this year. Though we haven't had hardly any. We haven't had any, Christy, truthfully. I think we had snow, twice, guys? Once for a snowstorm that everybody got, and I think everybody got snow, including Mike down in Florida that time, and then one other time, and it was nothing bad. I'm sending all this snow your way. You can keep every bit of it, sunshine. I think everybody in here. Kim's not in here right now, or at least she isn't anymore. Was she in here earlier, Kim Moran? I don't think she was. Her and Molly have gotten more snow than anybody this year that I know of. Molly, it's always snowing. Every time Molly's talking to us, it's snowing. Yeah, even Miss Brady got snow. She's down in Arkansas, and they got snow. They're not supposed to get snow, but they got it. Well, you're supposed to be warm down there, Miss Stacy. It's actually warm here in Georgia too. We didn't get a February snow. Oh, well, nobody's getting like winter time like they're supposed to. Wednesday storms are coming. Mr. Tony Smith, sir, it's good to see you, brother. Snow 1/2 inch. Where's everybody tuning in from so that I can see? I don't remember where all you guys are. I know most of you guys. I know where Heather is at. I know where Stacy's in Georgia. I know Molly's in Idaho. There's a few of you guys from Missouri in here. I actually had quite a few people from Missouri, which is surprising. You're being robbed of you want winter? Sunshine's in another Idahoan. There you go, Miss Molly. We do have our UK people. We got quite a few people over the pond, folks, and I am super excited about that. Tokyo, get out of here, bro. I know where you're at. Miss Pamela, of course. Look at this, folks. Watch and see all that Miss Lena's in Florida as well. Heather's on another planet. She floats around planet to planet. She's okay. Let's see. We had a lot of people in here this morning from the UK, and I'm super excited about that. We had somebody from Belgium. We have our Australians, Miss Lisa, Mr. David James. The best are in Missouri. Miss Gita's in Missouri. I know that Nikki and or Dober Mom and Dober Dad are in Missouri. There was somebody else that was in Missouri as well. Missouri. That again, we got Remy's in Canada. How about that? Toronto. Sunshine and I are frozen potatoes. That's right. That's all it does is snow in Idaho. You guys got to get out of Idaho. I keep telling you that. Although I've been saying that and trying to bring everybody from Idaho to Ohio because it's not safe in Idaho anymore. But shit, guys, I think Ohio's a target now. So hey, where is Fupa? I haven't seen Fupa in a while. I think Fupa is in Missouri too. That's right. So I got 3 of you guys in Missouri. It must be popular. Is there a billboard of me in Missouri or something? Is that what it is? Booney is all the way on the West Coast. She was in here. I don't know where she went. She's a Cali girl. Strike first is Colorado. Mama Bear is supposed to be in bed. It's 10 o'clock at night. She's an Indianian. She's very close to me. We're neighbors. Miss Stacy lives in an absolutely beautiful place, guys. Around her house, there's so many beautiful flowers, and she's in Georgia, but flowers and plants and everything, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'd love just to look at it. It is amazing. Why are you not in bed, Mama Burr? Mama Burr? Coeur d'Alene. I think that is where wasn't Coeur d'Alene where Popper. Oh, dude, I love you. Yes, Popper's from Cuba, folks. Green Eyes is from Michigan, northern Michigan, she said. You're about to hit the hay. Is that some new kind of a party game or something? Hitting hay? Well, I appreciate you all being here with me tonight. I really do. Viva Cuba Libre. Yeah, that's it right there, bro. I know I have almost dropped my tablet 3 times. Go to sleep, hon. What are you doing? Now, tomorrow, I'm going to try to talk to her, and she's going to yell at me because she's going to be grumpy. I'm going to message her, and she'll be like, what do you want? I was just going to say good morning. Leave me alone. No, I'm just kidding. She's never talked that way to me, ever. Smoking on hay in the middle of the barn. I just said that, Molly. I said, I'm glad you all joined me tonight. That's what I said. Called what? What did you call? What did you call, Nick? I should be getting an email anytime now. Not that I can show it to you guys, but I'm sure I'll get it. Oh, no. I don't know. Every time I say, no, you said you. I did not. I said, it's great. I'm glad that you all joined me tonight. That's exactly what I said. One above Molly. Heather. No. Miss Brandy. That's what I said. Thank you, Hall, for being here tonight. That's word for word what I said. Do you need to play that video I sent you again? I see I told you. I can't play it because every time you send it to me, it's encrypted or something with some kind of a crazy thing. Is that like waiting for Ed McMahon to show up at his door? Oh, Lord. Won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Can you guys tell that I'm like exhausted? I get that delirium going when I get to be tired. It's all right, though. I'm having a good time. Molly's on her ceiling now. For those of you that are new, by the way, I'd like you to understand something. Molly Drake, Miss Molly, our lovely Molly, we love her so much. She's actually a cat, folks. She is a cat. Just so you guys know, Miss Molly's a cat. By the way, we have a new subscriber by the name of the Crazy Cat Lady, folks. I love it. It's awesome. No, can't see you. Now you can. Now you see me. Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you don't. No, that's a good point, though, Sunshine. I probably should have had that on when I said that. Thank you for pointing that out. Anyway, you all are the greatest people on the planet, guys. I have to let you know that. But Molly uses the big girl potty. Yeah, I don't think she does. She's been potty trained. She's not litter box trained or litter trained, however you call that. She's a very, very, very socially accepted cat and very self-sufficient and does a lot of things that most cats don't do. Yes, she drives. She's starting to drive here and drop kick me in the face multiple times. That's what I said, Brandy. That's what I said. Oh, no. Miss Brandy just had a birthday. She must be hearing things, getting up there in age and all, and she's starting to hear things different than you should, I guess, at a certain age. You really need to save Molly's video. I have it saved. It just doesn't play for me. I can't get it to do anything. Let me see something here. I have to play this on a regular, I think, because she wants me to remind myself. I said, that's what I said, Stacy. You Hall. Thank you, Hall, for being here. She is a cat, Remy, for real. She's a cat. Told you how to do it. I don't remember. I did do that with the last one she sent me. It didn't work, Mama Bear. Let me see if I can find it. By the way, whenever Molly gets mad at me, this is what she sends me. It's a warning. She doesn't have to say a word to me. She just sends this video to me and I watch it frame by frame and it tells the story. Ugh, it's not there. I have downloaded this 14 different times. I swear I have. Hold on. That's what I said, Stacy. You Hall. Thank you, Hall, so much. That's word for word what I said. I swear to God. me check this one more time. I'm sure it's here. You know, with all the live streaming you've done, Diego, I've never heard you fart. Okay. Where the hell did that come from, Heather? I just want to commend you on that. Well, I'm glad that that's out there now, folks. That thank you for the commendment about not farting, Heather. I appreciate that so very much. I do. You're the one with the hearing problem, Dago. It's. I said that, Brandy. You Hall. Thank you, Hall, so very much. I love you, Hall, so much. Thank you, Hall, for being here with me. I've said it over and over again. I can't fart on command. I'm sorry, Nikki. It just doesn't work that way. I don't really do that too much. I'm not. That's not my thing. I do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm normal. You couldn't sound more Yankee while saying y'all. Oh, what did I just say? That's what I've been saying, you all. Thanks, JJ. Oh, there goes my computer doing its own thing again. Let's see, where's this at? I have like 3,014 emails from Molly. So it's going to be down here somewhere. Yankee. Yeah, I'm up north. That's what them Southerners call us snowbirds, is Yankees. I'm sorry, I literally just crossed my mind. It just crossed your just out of nowhere. Like, Dago's been going live for well over a year, and I've never heard him fart one time. That's commendable. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. That's gonna be one of the other perks for being a member is you get to hear me fart. If you're a member, Dago farts for you. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You said it right once, then you went back to the needing a moving van. Yes, that's going to be a new perk for all of the members. Is you'll get the Discord, and then you get to hear me fart. You guys know that Alexa does that. If you tell her to, she will fart 100 times. This is a fact. Go if you have an Alexa or an Echo Dot or whatever you want to call it. Ask her to fart. And then she'll ask you what kind you want. And once you get going, I thought I broke her one time because it really does just continuously. And she'll ask you if you want more and what kind you want. And then my son told her, he was like, Alexa, fart 100 times. The Alexa exploded, guys. It just continuously did it over and over and over and over. And I had to stop it. And then she kept going. I thought I broke it. It was insane, everybody. All right, let me see. Is this it? That's not it. Smell-o-vision. Exactly, Remy. Yeah, lots of people. I've asked Alexa so many things, being bored, and certain things she just won't answer it. You know, she doesn't get vulgar, that's for sure. But she's a smartass too. She'll respond in smartass ways that blew my mind a couple of times. All right, one more time. Let's try this. I've got it in here. I like choosing her out. I'm lost on that one, Nikki. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know what you mean by that one. Is this it? Nope. That one? Nope. Cussing her out. Gotcha. Okay. I've never done that before. What happens when you cuss out Alexa? Mine turns my lights on and off. I didn't know that she could do that, but she does. There's special light bulbs my wife got for Christmas from one of the kids that you screw the light bulbs, and they change pink and teal and purple and orange and whatever you want. You can have it turn your light bulbs different colors. It's pretty cool. That's the evil stuff. Oh, that's not it. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? Let's see if this works. Nope. Are you leaving, Stacy? All right, Miss Stace. Have a great night, hon. It was so great to see you, and I hope to see you again soon on a regular basis. We'll send it in a different format then, Molly. If you knew you could do that the whole time, why are you suffering me like this? Suffer the little Dago. Why? On here live. I still can't believe you said that, Heather. That was just like out of left field. That's so funny. You're a trip. I have to commend you because you've not farted one time. I don't do that like that, guys. I'm trained well. I have to be completely, I've been with my wife for 21 years. Nope. I think she's heard that happen maybe twice. And that was because I was sleeping and I had no control. So making you work your meatballs off. That's right, Mike. They're always doing this to me. My moderators, they harass me. They roast me. They make fun of me. They beat me up mentally, emotionally. I mean, come on. Do I really deserve all that stuff? And I talk so nice about them on a regular basis, you know? I'll tell you what, guys, this morning, because I'm not used to having that many people in my chat at one time, right? I was going to start knocking people left and right as mods because I didn't know what was going on. I could not. I was starting to panic thinking I wasn't going to be able to control the chat, but I did all right. The battered Dago. That's right. I need to go to a battered Dago shelter. They beat me up all the time. Did you send it yet, Mal? Mollycat. What the hell is that from? He's about to have battered Dago syndrome. I think I already have that. We're jealous we can't grow a beard. Your husband has a huge beard. What the hell are you talking about? Yep, you look hard. You look hard done too. Yeah, I can believe that one. That's what I was gonna say. Your husband's got a great beard. What the hell are you talking about? It's kind of got that Amish look, but more like with more pizzazz with it, I guess you could say. I had mine going too, and I was done with it. I cut it earlier than I normally do. I usually don't shave this off until March, but I screwed it up, so I had to shave it off. Yeah, but I don't. Why would you want to grow a beard? I've never heard a woman in her life say she wants to grow a beard. Are you tired tonight, Nick? Or does she always say crazy? That's it, Mrs. M. Thank you. Smelly cat. Molly cat. I'm about to write a song. It's a Viking beard. Molly Molly Cat. Molly Cat, Molly Cat. I don't want a beard. Right. Exactly. Thank you. Women have enough to shave. What the hell would you want to do with a beard? I think you do. I think you like the beard feeling and you want your own to play with. Just like men would, all men would like to have their own set of boobs, guys. I swear they would. I'm telling you. You can say you wouldn't, but I'm telling you, you would. Molly Cat. Thank you, Miss CC, so very much. I don't know that. I don't know. Thank God I don't, because I don't like that song, but I don't know that one. I'm too tired replaying this damn thing tonight. Jesus, I can't even see what I'm doing. All right, everybody get Oscar's quacking. What the hell am I trying to do? I can't see tonight, folks. Hold on. Ugh. Oh, wow. This ain't what I'm supposed to be doing, but we're just kind of hanging now, folks, so I don't think it really matters. You gotta hear it acoustic. I have heard it. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of hers. I don't know. Something about her. Never really cared much for her. But she is talented musically. I'll give you that much. Oh, wow. This is way out of whack. Way out of tune. Oh my God. So I had this beautiful 50-year-old insurance agent after me for a while, and the hugest turnoff was she almost had a beard. Oh. She was a blonde and had super fuzzy face. Oh, you know what? That's a blonde thing, bro. My sister's a natural blonde, and she's got that fuzzy stuff on the sides. She always has. I don't know what that's all about. I'm a natural blonde and have none. Your hair is fire orange, Nikki. All right, Molly. Let's see what we got here, folks. Hold on. I'm gonna write a Molly Cat song. I really am. Does this work? You guys ever seen a plasma lighter? This thing is so cool. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this thing is cooler than hell. Anywho, Miss Molly sent me an email, and it says right there. I figured it was dyed. Why would you dye natural blonde hair if you have naturally blonde hair? Why would you dye it the other color? Is this how the 7 he streams start? This what? Is this how the 7 he stream starts? You got me lost on that one, brother. Let's see if this works. I love this, Molly. This is no. No, I don't want that. This is how I found out that Molly was a cat, guys. All right, let me try something. That's not what I want. Why is that even there? Oh, maybe it will work. Okay, now what do I do to get rid of it? Okay. Nope. Okay, where did everybody go? What the hell just happened? Oh man, if you guys can hear me, hang on. I'm sorry. I don't know what just happened here. What the hell? What did you do to me, Molly? Yes. All right. That was not nice. No, I'm here, folks. I'm here. That was good, Remy, though. I like that. I had a problem with something. I'm lost in the source. The farting stallion. Oh my God, you guys are a mess. Can you guys see this or not? Let me see. Let me know if you can see this. You can't see it? Yes? Okay. Now I know what to do. This is the video I get every time Molly's mad at me. Just so you guys know. Or anytime I do something to upset Molly, she doesn't say a word to me. She just sends this to me. Every time. I can't watch it without laughing every time. This is hilarious. There she is on her way to my house. She comes in the door, looks around, walks over, drop kicks me in the face, says love you, and leaves. This is how I know that Molly's a cat, folks. Okay? This is our Molly cat. Every time I watch it, I mean, it's hilarious, bro. It is absolutely hilarious. It is hilarious. She's a trip, folks. For real. This is why we do love our Molly. No lie. And like I said, she doesn't say a word to me. I'll get check your email, Dago. Okay. And then I get that. No words need to be said. You know what I mean? It's absolutely amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. It is cute. That's that the first time you've seen it, Heather? It's a trip. We do love our Molly. She is awesome. You guys, for those of you that have not or haven't yet, please go check her channel out, subscribe to her channel, and check out her stuff. She's got some really cool stuff. And she is super, super talented, folks. Artistic. I mean, she's talented as hell. She deserves some love. You sent me the other one? What other one, dear? I thought that was the one that was the second one you sent me. Or did you send me something different now? When your phone rings on a live. Oh, God, I'm scared. That happens all the time. Oh, yeah. When for those of you that haven't heard it, when my phone rings, no matter what I do, my phone sounds like an old time, like a phone in a phone booth. It's stupid loud. It's ignorant, and my phone constantly rings when I'm live, folks. Okay, and this is what happens whenever my phone rings, when I'm live to her. Because again, she's a cat, folks. Let's see here. All right. This is when my telephone rings when we're live because she's wearing headphones, so it's super loud. Minding my own business, and then Dago comes in. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Okay, my heart's beating. I'm okay. I'll just stay here. Once again, I guess I'm the little poodle dog, scared the shit out of her, and she's stuck to the ceiling. This happens usually at least once a day in the morning streams, folks, just so you know. Yep. That has happened. And it only rings on the morning show. That's a fact, guys. I've noticed that. Unless somebody calls. Well, I've had prank calls at night, but, you know. Ignore those. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. You guys, Molly and Mama Bear and Mike and Heather, your guys' personalities are absolutely amazing. Now we got some new folks to learn. All you guys, April, Miss Heather. I mean, I love just hanging out with you guys sometimes in here. Because of the way that we get along and mesh and your guys' personalities. Just doing this, like I like doing this at the end of the evening shows where we just kind of talk a little bit, hang out and stuff. I really do enjoy this, guys. I have to tell you, you guys are amazing. I'm glad to have become friends with you guys. You guys are some amazing people, really good friends. Mama Bear too, if she's still alive. She probably passed out with her tablet on her face right now. But all you guys have made a huge difference in my life, guys. Nikki, JJ, all you guys. Some of you, I'm sure you new folks will too, but you guys are really, really cool people. I want you to know that all the way around. I'm proud to call you guys my friends and family, guys. I am. I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to go out and see if we are blowed in yet. Oh, gotcha. Mama Bear, what the hell are you doing? Go go to sleep. Now it's 10:30 now. I'm telling you, tomorrow I'm going to message you and I won't get an answer. And then I'll say, hey, you there? And then I'll get screamed at. I'm telling you. I love you too, Miss April. I do. You guys are the beautiful people, as I call you. I really do really love you guys. You guys are amazing people. I'm so proud of this community. I'm so glad just to be able to come to you guys. You guys don't get it. I've told you guys before, but you got to take it serious. When I'm down for a couple of days because of my stupid internet or something like that, and I don't get to come in here for a couple of days, I really do literally go through withdrawal. I talk about you guys to my family. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, it's a fact. You guys make a huge difference in my life, and I'm very, very proud to call this my community, guys, and my family. Oh, and now the comedian's here. All night long we've been in here, and now you show up, David. This is another one, folks. David and Papa are like my best male friends in here, period. They're my internet best friends. Both great people. David James is in Australia, folks. He's a comedian too. He thinks he is, at least. But amazing person. For those of you that are new and aren't familiar with him, David is an amazing person. He's got an amazing soul, and a beautiful heart. He's a great person. He really is. So, I can't say any more about him. Very good friend of mine, for real, in real life. You know, Mike headed nightly. Like, oh, okay. What, Mama Bear? There ain't no milkshake, nothing. I told you guys I got to prepare for that. Plus, I can't be monetized or I will lose whatever I have. So I have to be an unmonetized stream to do that. You missed Stacy. She was in here earlier, David. He does. Heather's correct. He's hardcore. He wants everybody to think he's hardcore, but he's a softie in his own way. I will say one thing. I wouldn't mess with him. That's for sure. If you guys have ever, David's a tough guy for sure. When he wants to be, them Aussie boys, they don't play around. They got real nice over there. Email from earlier today. Turn volume down for what? Which one, Molly? Stacy from Georgia, bro. But yeah. Actually, she was originally from Alabama, but yeah, she's in Georgia. No, Brady. I'm gonna do the dance. I promised you guys I'm doing this damn dance. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. That ain't no lie. Hold on, Molly. Earlier today, I forget. Mall. Oh, right there. Okay. Hold on. Turn the volume down first. What is this? What's this? Oh. Holy shit, Molly. This is insane, guys. I mean, this girl has been getting... Molly's been in here for... How long have you been here, Molly? I swear it's been like at least 6 months. And every photo she sent me in 6 months is the same thing. It's just... There's nothing but snow forever. Yeah, look at this shit, guys. Hold on. It's insane. I know that's like my favorite word now, but look at this. All right, look at this. I swear to God, you don't live in Idaho. You live in either the Antarctic or Alaska. This is ridiculous. Where's your driveway even at? Oh, okay. Like we've had no snow here. No snow. That's all she has is snow. Does your house look any different? Or do you have snow in the summertime too? That's insane. I did not know that it snowed that much in Idaho. I really didn't. I've never realized that. No. You're going to get it. You ain't letting me off no hook. Yeah, that's crazy. Remy, you're up in Canada, bro. I mean, do you guys get that much snow too? It's been, I swear to God, every video I've seen or picture for 6 months has been like that. Shit, you guys gonna need to get jobs or just start up a company snow plowing. You'll be rich. That's crazy. I'm sorry. I don't think David even knows what the hell snow looks like. Oh, yeah. Upstate New York. Yeah, that's another place that gets it just like that. I think Cece's in New York up there. And I know Bronx, she's in New York still too. And they talk about snow all the time. Upstate New York is bad. I'll be honest with you. The people that had this house before us, looks like Rick James' bedroom. What the hell? Oh, right, David. That was good. Took me a minute. I won't see my front yard till the end of May. Okay, so then you get the same amount of snow, sunshine. The people that had this house before us, we knew them, and they were moving to upstate New York, into the woods. Okay, and they were moving into like a cabin type house with a wood burner because they took the wood burner from the garage, so I had to put another one in. But anyway, with the wood burner and all this shit, and they had trucks. They had 2 trucks. They were there for 3 months, folks. 3 months, and they came back. They were like, we couldn't handle it. I mean, and I'm like, why would you do that in the first place? Because it was nothing but snow. And they were in the woods, and it was like feet of snow. Like Kim that comes in here, Kim Marin, she lives in Buffalo, guys. Did you guys see Buffalo this year during that snowstorm? I've never seen that much snow in my entire life. I'm not lying, folks. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah, she did message me back too. David said she's doing very good. Luckily, she went through a whole spell. For those of you that aren't familiar with her, I came online, and this is what I was explaining to you guys. Some of the things that I do for the people that are in here because I love the people in here. She messaged me on a Sunday morning when I don't do live streams usually. She said, explained her story to me as to what was going down. Her and her husband had split up, blah, 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 so on and so forth. She was sleeping on the subway. She lived in New York, in the Bronx. Sleeping on the subway. So I went live immediately and started trying to collect money to help her, and got her a little bit of money, got her some contacts in the area she was in. In turn, we found her some housing because he threw her out on the street with a garbage bag full of clothes. Real man there, you know. And we found her a shelter. I can't remember who it was that got the number for the shelter. I think it might have been, was it you, Heather, or was it somebody, Brandy, or somebody like that? But we got her set up in there. She got a new job, and now she's doing great. So we do good things in here, folks. We really do, and I'm very proud of everybody that took part in that too. Yeah, and he threatened Brandy the same night. That was Brandy that did that. That's right. So yeah, she's doing great, guys. She's working now. She's back to doing what she likes to do, work-wise. And she's doing okay. she's getting on her feet and moving along. Super happy about that, and I'm super happy and proud of all of you guys for jumping in and standing up to help somebody like that. You know, that proves the community that we are, folks. It really does. Yep, that's what she said. She's got her own place now, and she did her thing, guys. Yeah. I want to show you guys this. This was December, a month ago, folks. You got to see this. This was Buffalo, New York, a month ago. For those of you that don't know this or didn't see this, I couldn't believe this. Never seen this in my life. If you want to talk about snow, Molly, you think Molly's got it bad? That ain't shit compared to this, guys. Look at this. The Bills, the Buffalo Bills, the football team, they have, there's a stadium that they play in. The stadium, the snow was so deep, guys. The snow, Kim had sent me a picture. The snow was level with the stands on the field. That's how deep it was. You couldn't see anything. It just looked like a big white square. I mean, this was a month ago, folks, in January. And it was worse than that before this. Look at this. The snow plows were snowed in. They couldn't even do their jobs. It's wonderful that she was able to get right back on her feet, though. That's so difficult. It is. You're right, Heather. Especially after she was with her husband for, I think, 24 years. Yeah, it's freezing, David. It's cold as hell. The National Weather Service said the snow total at the Buffalo Niagara International Airport was 43 inches, folks. 43 inches of snow. Oh, this is the other explosion we had today, for those of you that... Okay, look. Oh, shit. Hold on, I'll show you. This is what blew up 30 minutes in the other direction from me today. I mean, it blew the roof off today. It was shooting straight up in the air, guys. It was a massive fire. Insane. So I had the derailment that happened that way, 30 minutes away, 13 people taken to the hospital. Unbelievable. And then 30 minutes that direction, this happens. Yeah, it blew the entire... Look at the cars and the trucks there. That was a wall, folks, that was right there. All up through there. Oh, there is volume to it. Not much, but... Look at that. Unbelievable. Yeah, I heard about that, Brandy. Now, this is a metal plant, folks, that specializes in copper and brass and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I remember that stuff, Mike. And then yesterday we had a blast furnace explode 10 miles that direction from me. I don't know. There's some crazy things going on nowadays, folks. Look at that. Thank God nobody was in that car. Right, David. Exactly. Exactly. Meanwhile, Sleepy Joe's in the Ukraine giving away all the hardworking Americans' money. Right. Doesn't make no sense, folks. Yeah, there was a whole wall, concrete brick over here on this side right here. It exploded out that way, and you see where all the brick is now. Yeah, I agree, Mike. And then you have the Vice that she just sits there and twiddles her thumbs and sings "Ring Around the Rosie." I don't know what the hell she's doing. Yeah, this is it's nuts. There's some crazy stuff going on, folks. He probably does, Mike. I'm sad to say it, but he probably don't even know where he's at anymore. And then, once again, then we have this. This happened 30 miles in the other direction for those of you that didn't see.
I've been in East Palestine this week talking to residents who were forced to evacuate after a derailment of a Norfolk Southern train on February 3rd. Residents were told that they could return home, but since they've been back, many have concerns about being back in their homes, and they're concerned about smells and the potential for health effects from chemicals that were released during the derailment. Right now, there's sort of just this kind of cloud of concern that's hanging over the town. On Friday, February 3rd, around 9 p.m., a Norfolk Southern train derailed in the small village of East Palestine, Ohio, which is on the border with Pennsylvania. As soon as the derailment occurred, police and other officials came through the town and told people that they had to evacuate immediately. Monday,
That's not
February
true.
6th, Norfolk Southern said that it would have to breach 5 tanker cars containing vinyl chloride to prevent a potentially catastrophic explosion.
I honestly feel that the Palestine, the police department, the fire department, all the first responders, they don't have the answers to give us because I don't think they know. They're not getting the straight answers either.
Residents in East Palestine and surrounding areas packed the school gymnasium Wednesday night to seek answers.
We're trying to get information out to our citizens. Everybody's concerned. I'm concerned. But, it's not Norfolk Southern here. It's the EPA, the people that have been working with us, trying to get our citizens back that are unsafe.
It was just a big runaround. Like, I feel like a lot of the questions that were asked were people's rantings and just speaking in circles. The answers that were given were things that we've already been told.
Norfolk Southern declined to send representatives to the town hall, citing safety concerns. The railroad said it has distributed $1.5 million directly to more than 1,000 families and some businesses, and has established a $1 million fund available immediately.
Now, they're telling everybody in the world that they've done this with this money. I think there has been a total of $25,000 dispersed to the town, and that's to help with cleanup. Nobody's getting the money that they're saying that they're giving to people. That's the problem with this, guys. For any of you that's interested.
To the community. One of the chemicals released in the train derailment was vinyl chloride, which the National Cancer Institute says is associated with a higher risk of liver cancer. Federal and state environmental regulators say they're going to continue to monitor the air quality and water in the area to ensure that it's safe for citizens.
What we have discovered through the testing and sampling that's been done is that very early on, we have estimated based on our sampling and modeling about 3,500 dead fish across that space, across those
over 10,000 now.
Waterways.
The administrator for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency visited Thursday.
Let me be clear. EPA will exercise our oversight and our enforcement authority under the law to be sure we are getting the results that the community deserves.
So far, the EPA
has
said that
sad.
Air monitoring has showed no levels of concern from chemicals released into the air. The EPA has also said that the water is safe to drink in East Palestine from the municipal water facility.
This is so much bigger than just it in the water. Our environment, our wildlife animals, our farmers that have to till their soil up
Many residents.
Oh, no.
I'm
just showing you guys an explosion that happened here, Christy. We're not doing a political thing.
Results at this point.
Yeah, I was just showing how the train derailed and the explosion from it. That's all, hon. Like I said, that happened 30 minutes from me, west of me. The other one happened 30 minutes east of me. And it's all been over a period of, a week.
You guys are gonna wait.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
It's Sunday.
I just wish they would do what they said that they were going to do and help take care of people. That's all. Yeah, we don't do political stuff in here, Christy, at all. We don't do political. We don't do religious because it avoids issues. Oh, you guys are talking about the thing up there about thing. I got you. Yeah. I mean, there were chickens. This one group of the day that it happened, they went and checked on their animals the next morning, and all their chickens were gone. And they watched them slowly die. It's very sad. Over 10,000 fish in the streams are gone. And the thing that gets me is that people's dogs and cats are going. Yeah. You can't pay enough to these people. Futures will tell. Yeah, I agree, Sunshine. And then here's the big thing. There's women that are pregnant. Okay, that's scary. There was a whole family that they had on the news that lives on a farm right like a mile and a half from where they had the explosion, the controlled burn. Okay. And they just brought their child home from the hospital that day. Yeah, Erin Brockovich was going to be there today, right? She was out here today, actually. Insane. And you can literally see the sheen on the water surface just by looking at it, folks. They're showing it like right here. Hold on. Let me show you this. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And nobody's remembering like the deer, all the wildlife, the deer, rabbits, raccoons, even cattle, horses at times, dogs and cats. They drink out of this stream, guys, and they're drinking this water. And then through the circle of life, as I call it, the food chain, other what do you call them? Other animals eat those animals. Like I said, the circle of life, and it's just going to kill off all this wildlife. It's so insane. Hold on. Yeah, see, they're showing the sheen that's on the water, and they've had these collection stream things. I can't think of what it is. And it collects, it's supposed to be collecting the chemical, but it's not, guys. It hasn't done it at all. Look at that fire, though. That was crazy. Completely crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Yeah, that sheen stuff has made it to Ontario. Really? Are you serious, Remy? I didn't know that. It is sad. Sunshine, Christy, sick, Sleepy Joe. I think they were referring to Joe Biden, Christy. Yeah, let's keep the political stuff down, guys. We don't want to get into that kind of stuff in here. I mean, there are people that do like him, and there are people that don't. So I don't know who's who, but let's just keep it an even keel, folks. That way, there's no issues. I can't believe it. It's gotten all the way to Ontario. That is crazy. They said it went into the Ohio River. That I knew. And I know that the Ohio River dumps into the Mississippi River, but I know that there are small streams that break off from those rivers. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the other thing. There was another earthquake in Turkey again. Like, what the hell's going on, guys? It's so crazy. Yeah, that's sad, Remy. How close is that to you? Well, you're in Toronto, you said, so okay. Christy, W-E? What does that mean, Christy? W/E? We? I can't believe, like, they hadn't even finished cleaning up from the first earthquake, and they just left there to come back from helping, and again, this is so sad. So much happy, and that oh, whatever. Okay, I got you, Christy. Like I said, let's keep the political stuff out. We don't want to get anybody upset and back and forth. I get it. I understand. I understand, Christy. It's everybody's got their opinions. You know, we never have issues like that, you know, where we go back and forth arguing or anything in here. So that's why we don't really get into politics. Everybody's got opinions on it. I get it. Super shocked those rivers that kills a lot. It does, Mike. It really does. And like I said, I found out today as I was looking about it, there's multiple little streams that break off from like the Ohio River and so on and so forth. And a lot of that feeds people's drinking water. It is, Christy. I agree. People have their opinions and they go out and this and that. And we all do, you know. I personally am not a fan of Biden at this point, but I don't blast it because there are people that do like him, and it's easier just not to talk about it. That way we don't have to worry about it that way. But yeah, this I couldn't believe this happened this morning when I was live. I seen somebody came in and said there was another earthquake. I couldn't believe it. There's just too many, like, and that's it too, Remy. Like, there's too many things happening all at one time, and it's freaking people out, you know? It really is. And then we have all this stuff going on with China and all these stupid weather balloons. I mean, like, it's nuts. That's why we usually don't talk about all that stuff, because this is a channel to get away from that kind of stuff so we can just enjoy ourselves. You wonder about drinking water now. It's everywhere, bro. Pour bleach into a fish tank and see what happens. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Not to mention that the other chemicals that are involved in that. It's scary. Very, very scary. I'm hoping that they come up with some kind of a solution for it remotely. And that's it. That is it, because there's already people that are freaking out about everything. Have a great night, David. Thanks for jumping in, bro. I appreciate you. I will talk to you soon, my friend. People are paranoid with all of it. We are shooting down everything. Yeah, I know. I've seen that too. Well, it's, I don't even, and here's the thing. We don't even know. We know what that first one was, I think. Okay. The Chinese spy balloon, they called it. What the hell there was one in Michigan. There was one, I think the first one got shot down over Carolina. And then there was 3 other ones. And there was one I think the last one was in Michigan. Like, there was one over Canada over there too. What are they? They haven't told anybody what the rest of them are. Obviously, they're not going to. you know, we got all the, what do you call them? The conspiracy theorists. They're saying, oh, they're UFOs and we're being invaded by aliens and all that crazy shit. But you know, it is what it is. Want to buy my hot air balloon? Right. Right. What other chemicals were involved? I only heard sodium hype. It was vinyl chloride was the worst one, and then there was bezzanine, yeah, Alaska, that's right, Mike. Bezzanine, vinyl chloride, and there was 2 other chemicals involved in the one out here. And then when they blew that, okay, you guys saw that plume cloud. It looked like Hiroshima. It was crazy, but they said that the air quality was perfectly fine. It wasn't toxic. Does anybody know the definition of gaslighting? Because I'm sorry, but like, come on. I was a firefighter for 17 years, folks. I've had smoke inhalation. This is why I have asthma, and I know what chemical smoke can do to people, you know. And I'm so saddened by the point that I know that every one of those first responders that made their way to that was on the scene for that, okay, the firefighters, the EMTs, the paramedics, the police officers, within 6 months, those folks are all going to have, there's already some hospitalized at this point that are in critical condition, okay? They don't put all that out on the news, but it's a fact. And they said they tested the air. Holy shit. Wow, I never saw that. Wow. You guys got to see that. Hold on a minute. Watch this. I've never seen an earthquake videoed before where you see the ground actually move. That's huge. Watch this. If you guys didn't see this, this is insane. It's coming. Hold on. Oh my God. Ow. I think I got a zit inside my nose, folks. Sorry about that. God, that hurts. There's some kind of a bump. That hurts like hell. All right, it should come through. Right about, wait a minute. What the hell is that? It was right here. I didn't think I went back that far. Oh, here we go. Here we go. It's coming right now. I've never seen this before, like video recorded. Look at this. Like, that's really moving. No, there's a better picture of it. I think it's, nope, that's not it. Hold on. Where the hell was it? I just saw it. I thought they showed more of it. Or is this it? Oh, here we go. Yeah, watch this. Look. That's crazy. I'm sorry, but that's crazy. I've never seen that before. It was a rock and rolling for sure. Good Lord. That's just crazy. That's scary, folks. What in the hell is that? What about? Yeah, right. Meanwhile, all the birds won't fly back north for the center. No lie, bro. No lie. What other chemicals? Yeah, zoinks. I've never seen that before. Anybody? I'm serious, guys. I've never seen the ground do that. I mean, I'm sure people that have lived through these and are used to them, people in Cali and stuff like that, are used to that. I've never seen that. That like freaks me out. The ground is like I don't like to fly, and I don't like is a safe me to see it do that. Like that flips me out. Yeah, jumping pavement, bro. I've never seen anything like that. That I know, and it's so shocking, Sunshine. That's just it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, like I said, all those people are in my thoughts and prayers. I hope, I hope to God that it wasn't as, that as bad as the last one was, but I think this one was a 6.5, they said. That's just nuts. I just hope everybody's okay. Unbelievable. As a kid, I don't think I could. That would have really flipped me out as a child to see that, Sunshine. That's crazy. Well, everyone, looks like people are peeling off here. It's getting late, so I think I'm going to bring it to a close for the night. I will be live tomorrow between 11:30. And we're back to the true crime like we always are. Oh, all right. Hold on one moment. Let's see what Miss Molly sent me this time, folks. Wait a minute. Yes. Ethylene glycol. I forgot. That was the other one I couldn't think of. Thanks, Mike. More snow, Molly. More snow. This is her life. This is what she has. Snow, snow, and more snow. So how much did you get, Mal? Like total so far? How much do you think you got in the past couple of days? Or is it still snowing tonight? Well, I wish to God. I wish we'd get one, at least one snow. We haven't had, I think we had one and it wasn't that bad. That's crazy, Molly. I hope you guys got a plow or some way to do this other than having to shovel it. Thank you, Miss Heather. Again, anybody that would like to donate to support the channel, there are the three links: PayPal, Cash App, and the Venmo, and I do appreciate you so much. Oh, that's your road? Do you guys have plow trucks and stuff out there? Is that all snow, Molly, or is that like from drifting too? Good God, why does that hurt so bad? What is that? Nope, I'm sending you the video. Okay. Gotcha. If I can play it. Working on getting the video to send. Okay. plows. Absolutely, Remy. I hope to see you again. Anytime. You're welcome. All the time, anytime. It's great to have you here. I hope to see you on a regular basis. We try to have a good time in here. We do the true crime, of course. We take some time out here and there and do different things. We take breaks from it because it is depressing in some senses. Thank you, Molly. Let me see. But we have a great community in here, and we would love to have you be part of that on a permanent basis, brother. So again, hope to see you guys soon. Hold on, let me see if this came through. Couldn't review file. There was a problem. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you sent me this already, didn't you, Mo? Wrong one. I clicked on the wrong one. Oh. Hold on, folks. Sorry, that background noise was from something else. That's crazy. That's a few feet there. Stay warm, Molly. So you had to shovel that by hand to be able to drive. I hope that SUV's got four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive or something. Yeah, look at that, folks. That's just crazy. Insane. Wow, Molly. Well, he's having a good old time. Shoveling is not fun. We haven't had that kind of snow here in God. What we did last year, we had a really bad one where we got like 3 feet of snow over a 2-day period of time, and it was like that. In fact, I dropped my shifting cable got ripped off the bottom of my transmission on my truck, and my truck is raised up, so that that'll tell you how deep the snow was. Yep. I'm smoking a cigarette, folks. Sorry. It's late. I need to get to bed. 3-foot drift. That's crazy, guys. That is crazy, folks. Oh, I'm a smoker, folks. That's for sure. Anyway. All-wheel drive, good. At least you won't get stuck. You know what I mean? Yes, Molly. Stay warm. Stay safe. Especially on them roads. God. They need to do some plowing or something. That's just crazy. Well, again, folks, I thank you so very much for joining me tonight. It was a good time as always. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, and we will roll on as we do. And Wednesday night, we're going to be covering the BTK killer, folks. So I'll be looking at that one. You know what, Remy? Well, I've been thinking that, right? But then Gina even said earlier that we're supposed to be getting storms on Wednesday. I mean, I don't get it. We have not had winter at all. And now at the end of February, we're going to get it. I guess that whole phrasing, what is it? In like a sheep and out like a lion or whatever, however the hell that works out. That's what we're getting. So again, folks, have a great night. I love you guys to death. You guys are amazing. You are the beautiful people. Don't change nothing about yourselves. Don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Thank you all so very much for supporting the channel as you do. All the new people, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. And hopefully we will see you again in the future. And I will see you all soon. Have a great one, folks. Bye-bye.